And we're live. I have to move some faces around.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Frigiphobia, the Neon Goblin playthrough of the new Wizards of the Coast adventure, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. I am your DM for the evening. My name is Morgan, and I am joined by our cast of wonderful players, starting with Alden.
Hello.
Kevin.
That's me.
Say my name again.
Chris.
Hold on, he screwed it up.
So rude.
Happy Halloween, gamers.
Yes. Prescott.
Hello.
Kristen.
Howdy.
And Mr. James Baxter.
Ahoy hoy.
And we are so happy that you have decided to join us for this game. It is our last game before Halloween, so happy Halloween, everybody. Help you get into this vibes tonight, as I do want to remind everybody, this is a horror adventure. There may be times during the game where you are uncomfortable or not enjoying what you're seeing or hearing. It is always okay for you to check out and revisit the stream at a later time. We completely understand. We just want to make sure that, like us, you are having a good time. So do what you got to do. We'll always be here, and you can always catch our streams on demand if you need to check them out later. But before we dive in tonight, I believe Prescott is going to be giving us our recap of last session.
So much is flooding back to me now. So we started last week off on the way to Caer Konig, halfway there. And it was starting to get dustfall, and we could tell the weather was going to be turning for the worst. So we decided to push on. An hour outside of town, I heard, Zedrin heard and saw some disturbance in the clouds. And we all decided to hide in place as the Queen of the Skies, a white dragon, came flying over and then laughed at us at our sorry attempts of hiding. After that, she decided not to mess with us because we were not with her time. We made it into town where we ran into a drunk guard-looking person who ended up being the speaker of the town, and we went to the tavern where he passed out by the fireplace. We got hot meals and went to bed. So Granny and I, after my 4-hour meditation, decided to get up and do some snooping around. And we found some tracks leading to some rummage through crates, which then we went back to the tavern instead of wandering off into the wilderness all alone. We tried to wake up the speaker of the town to tell him, but he was too passed out. Waited for everyone to wake up. Our lovely escort, scout, whatever her name was.
Jaffra?
I can't find it.
Athra.
Jaffra.
Yeah, that. Decided not to join us up the mountain because she was tired. She already almost died after the wolves and all that, so she
She was
down.
tired of us.
Yeah.
Fair.
She did not say that.
I
Straightforward.
don't blame her.
Yeah, she was.
It's fair.
She seemed pretty much done for it, just done. And so,
She didn't want to get
We're-
eaten. That's
yep. So now
Different
we have
from-
left to head straight up the mountain, or the crag. Karen's crag, yeah. I think that's it.
Sort of a broader recap, the party is currently pursuing an expedition that went up Kelvin's Cairn, a known frigid mountain in this region. They were previously approached by a sled dog that appeared to have broken out of its harness. It was identified as the dog of the leader of the expedition. The party was entreated by Garrett's husband, Keegan, to see if they could recover Garrett and the rest of his expeditionary party and to find out what had happened to them on the slopes of Kelvin's Cairn.
Yep.
Prescott, for the recap, you do get a DM inspiration that expires at the end of the session.
Huzzah!
Thank you.
Meow.
Right. And as we join our party, let me move y'all here, just to the general map for now. So it's a pretty easy effort to find your way to Kelvin's Cairn, as it is a mountain that is sort of separated from the rest of the range to the south of Tin Towns, known as the Spine of the World. It looms even on the horizon of this desolate, empty, white wasteland of ice and snow. You can forever see the perpetual sort of blotted gray break in the distant horizon that signifies the drastic, sharp change in elevation ahead of you. So as you press on through these open, endless dunes of snow that perpetually whip up with every little breeze and cling to your eyelashes and cut at your skin with the harsh cold, who is leading your journey?
I think
I
Boy
believe
was
that we
also-
were following
Yeah.
Boy at this point
Mhm.
Okay.
toward his master, and then we were sort of arranged to follow and protect him.
Yes.
Okay,
Good.
excellent. Is anyone else trying to forge an easier path or keep an eye out for
Yeah.
anything?
I'll keep an eye out for all difficult terrains and all that.
Okay, give me a survival check then. I will say
Alright.
at advantage, as Boy has traveled this way before and seems to be pretty deliberate on his path.
Okay. That will be survival 18.
18. Okay. So at this point, you set out fairly early from the Northlight Inn, and the daylight is still slowly swelling around you. The grays and whites taking on their own unique tints of blue to give some depth to your surroundings. You notice as Boy sort of sniffs along the ground and lifts his head that he almost seems to be changing his gait and the way he steps. And as you look a little closer and brush aside some of the loose powder from last night's snowfall, you can see that it is no longer solid ground beneath the snow under your feet, that you are all on an ice sheet that has frozen over a shallow chasm through the rock.
Ooh.
But you are able to identify this potential hazard, and with a high enough roll, you can safely plot a path for the weight of your party without any potential pitfalls, if you will.
Let's take some time to tie that 50 foot of silken rope that we got from Keegan to tie it to one another, so if one person falls through a crevasse, that we can catch each other. That might be smart, right? In this snowy tundra Arctic conditions.
Unless that means we all fall.
As long
basically-
as we are all together.
Indeed.
Make sure the heavy, strong ones are there in the to spaced out enough, I guess, to hold people.
I hate to say this, but I do weigh the least. Maybe I should go first.
Well, that should mean that you are in the middle of the line, my friend.
Or why aren't we just going one at a time?
Yeah.
How big is this thing?
It looks pretty
Give me a
don't know.
big.
perception check, Gran.
Great. 18.
18. Okay. As you sort of crouch near where Zadrin has pointed out this patch of ice and use your tail to sort of push aside a large swath of fresh powder, you peer down. The ice is foggy and cracked. It's not a perfectly clear glass sheen or anything like that. But looking at just how dark the crevasse is beneath you, it's got to be at least 30, 40 feet.
Across?
Deep.
Or-
Across, it's hard to tell from this one position.
Yes. So
Oh.
yeah, single file with
Tied
some
together.
space
Tied together
probably
with
would be
rope,
good.
yes.
6 feet, social distancing.
This is a fantasy world, and while it is full of terrible things, there is no plague. Thank goodness.
Yet,
Thank-
What I wouldn't give for
Or
some
lesser
lesser
restoration.
restoration right now.
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. So let's just do this here. Move you guys over here. If y'all will just position yourselves in a line to show me what order you have all tied yourselves.
Which way is the front of the line?
Let's do heading south is the front.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And Rayson, you gonna take up the end there?
I guess I will.
All right. So as you push across this frozen chasm that Zadrin you keenly spotted before it became a hazard, and Gran you have sort of plotted out the apparent risk of, everyone go ahead and give me just a straight dexterity check at advantage.
Well, thank goodness for advantage. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh. I want to use my inspiration to reroll.
Okay.
That was a
Sure.
1 and a 6 on the die, so
With the DM inspiration, you can re-roll them both.
That's probably a good time to
Okay.
use it.
That's how I do it. I'm sure someone's gonna have a problem with it. I don't care.
Well, this was the highest because I rolled 2 2s the second time on advantage. So that would be a 9 total.
Thank goodness your dex is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 12.
That good.
Yeah.
14 for me.
Because you gave me advantage, natural 20 for a 19.
Dirty 20.
Okay. That helps the spread a little bit. And Osborne, you got a
12.
9. Oh, you got a 12. Okay.
Mm.
That's better. Okay. So as you slowly begin to make your way out across this frozen over bottomless pit, you can hear the ice groan beneath the weight of your party, the occasional snap or crack of a fissure shooting through the glassy surface. But you just make it. You slip and slide a little bit here and there and have to ride each other as you go. But eventually you can feel the slick frozen ice turn back into tactile soil beneath your feet as the snow begins to compress once again.
Well,
It's
that's
a really
an
good thing you had a
enormous
19 and a
relief.
20 in there. Well done.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Are you going to remain tied as you keep moving?
God, no. God, get this thing off of me.
Oh, Granny,
Okay.
you are so independent.
Yes.
If you get snatched by an eagle, you're going to wish that you had stayed tied to the rest of us.
If I get snatched by an eagle, it'll be a fun ride. You guys will be just fine.
Well, that's a very optimistic way of looking at the world.
All right.
We don't want you snatched by an eagle, though.
Yes, that was a
It'd be fun to
negative
fly.
scenario when I posited it.
Right. So, the rest of your journey to the cairn is relatively uneventful. You don't see much wildlife out in this blistering cold, except the occasional snow hare, or those of you that are more perceptive, an Arctic fox or a distant wolf beating a retreat from your party. But you can make it to the slopes as rising before you, you see an almost blackened mountain face, every inch of stone coated in either snow or layers and layers of frozen and refrozen ice that give the entire edifice an almost reflective appearance. You can see that the top of the peak disappears into the ever-present low-hanging white clouds over the almost stormy-looking gray skies that never seem to break and give to proper sunlight since the rime of the Frost Maiden began.
Granny, I don't know if I've said it yet, but this place is miserable.
Well, I don't know if I've said it yet, but I haven't seen a mirror in a long time. And I gotta tell you, I look pretty good.
You
But
know,
I do
if you
agree, this place is miserable.
You could have just asked, I would have told you that.
I just think we should all take a moment check ourselves out. You know, you don't get much of a body in this winter wear, but you just take a moment because it's going to be a really long day.
If anyone would ever like to see what they look like, I can oblige.
No, thank you.
Whoa.
I think I'm good.
Just saying.
I'm fine.
You know.
I'm all about body positivity, but
If that's a concern for anyone, that's all I'm not saying that you should be asking me to take your shape so you can check yourselves out. I'm just saying that I could.
No, thank you.
yeah, we're good.
I just don't want it to creep you out when I do look like somebody else, because I will a lot of the time, and it's not...
I know
I disdain
we've
vanity.
seen it. We're seeing
I
it. We're
have
good.
a lot of friends
We're all
who
good.
are a little bit off-put by the... I'm just saying.
Everybody's
I'm just
fine.
saying.
We're all cool.
I just like to remind people so it doesn't surprise them.
I might take you up on that at some point.
Just let me know.
As we look up, I mean, does it make it seem like this is the only way to go? Is up?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I would like to assist with that. Just looking for different paths up and seeing which way Boy wants to do and see if we can actually make it up that way.
Okay.
So yeah, just assisting Gran.
If I get advantage, it's 23. If I don't, it's 14.
Okay. Zadrin does help you out, sort of scanning the areas that are a little harder for your old eyes to see up the higher reaches. But as a combined effort, you were able to see that there are a couple of different potential paths that you may take up the face of the mountain. It doesn't seem like there is a prepared path. There's no sort of paved stairs or anything like that. But you do also see, very near to the base of the mountain, and you're still about 100 feet out or so, there are 2 tents that are pitched in the snow near a sort of icy outcropping that is acting as a natural windbreak. And you can see that there's some sort of smaller structure overturned between the 2 tents. And as a whipping wind comes from the direction that you're looking, you can hear faintly upon it a distant...
Ooh, gosh. I think it's this. We should go over here.
Go quickly. Go. Come on.
As you hear the sound, Boy's ears perked up as well, and he begins to sprint towards this, whatever the site may be.
Oh,
Wow.
Suddenly have a bad feeling about this.
Yes.
Yes.
I
like to remind you, since we're in my favorite terrain, I still am able to stay aware of my surroundings.
I'm gonna stay in the back if it's all the same.
I would
I'm
like to remind
sprinting.
you, I am completely oblivious, and I move forward.
You can be in the front then.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
could
I'm
be in the
sprinting.
front if he can, like, outspeed me. I'm
It is
dashing
dogs
after
I
Boy.
cannot.
He's
I
going.
cannot.
I'm sprinting as well, but I'm probably still in the back with Ozzy.
I am slow and steady.
I will
It's a little
also
bit
be
of
in
a
the
clumsy
back.
effort sprinting in your snowshoes. You kind of go duck-legged a little bit, but easy enough.
Whatever gets me there fastest.
You approach, and you can see that this does appear to be an abandoned campsite. The 2 tents that are pitched there are both collapsed under the weight of what appears to be at least a day's worth of snow that has fallen since they were pitched. There are indeed 5 still harnessed sled dogs that have busted open what appears to be a provision crate between the 2 tents that is now virtually empty. They are huddled together, shivering, snow matting and freezing their fur into clumps, especially along their legs and bellies. And their heads are sort of down and their ears pinned back. And as your group approaches, they just pitifully sort of look at you all, and one lets out a more of a terrible...
My God!
Wow.
Vulcan! Vulcan, quickly! These dogs need warmth!
Yeah, before Timmy tracks get traversing this area, I want to check for tracks for anything else disturbing the area.
Survival
And then
check.
Vulcan can warm people up, doggies up.
Go ahead and produce flame and hold it near.
They seem very grateful for it, and strangers or not, you are bringing warmth. They quickly huddle around you. Boy moves between them, licking each one's face to sort of check up on what is very obviously his sled dog pack.
I'll grab some water out of my bag as well.
And then perception check for tracks or survival?
Survival, please.
Survival. Okay, that will be a 25.
25. The only tracks that you see are what the dogs were able to make from where they are still harnessed together. It does appear from that check, though, that the amount of snow that's accumulated on the caving in tents and around the campsite, no one has been in or out for probably at least a day.
Okay.
I would say you can see that this outcropping that sort of acts as also has a little bit less snow built up on it, and it appears to go at a very gradual incline that sort of gets you around that base area around the mountain where there's usually more of the uncertain terrain elements, and it seems like this may make for a good point of ingress as far as trying to scale the mountain face.
Now, you said that they broke into a provisions crate and that they had been eating it. Is that like depleted? Have they eaten all of it?
At cursory glance, it appears that most of it is gone, but you can give me an investigation check if you want to take a closer look.
Sure. I want to look around. Basically, I want to make sure that they're not starving.
Gotcha.
Well, 4. But if there's any like,
you can still see that it's very obvious that there was like a lot of dried meat rations that were wrapped in like oil skin or some just rough canvas packs that have been clawed open. It appears that there was definitely an amount of food stored here that is no longer present. So whether it was the dogs or whether it was taken as part of the expedition, there's no way to know for certain. But the dogs, they seem miserable, but they're not skin and bones or anything. And looking at the state of them, no creature, no matter how naturally adapted to this kind of terrain, would survive terribly long without a decent amount of shelter and warmth. So it's a pretty safe assumption, even with that check, that they haven't been out here terribly long.
Okay. Is there more like crates or like any like are there more supplies nearby that I can sort of give them?
Yeah, well, moving around, you can see that within the tents, there are a couple of bedrolls. It appears that maybe it was the intention to return to this campsite. Those have been mostly protected from the elements and are a bit damp on one side, but could be used to at least bundle up a couple of the animals.
All right.
But there's no food, there's no tools. It appears that anything that would be used for actual expedition climbing, there's no climbers kits or hammers or pitons or anything. All of that is notably absent.
Why would they go anywhere without their dogs?
Or
And
their
how did-
tents.
The dogs
how did-
cannot climb, my friend.
And
They
why
have
did
paws.
this one?
They
Where
have
did this
puppy-
one come from?
Well, presumably when it took so long for the masters to come back, he came back to find us, remember? I think.
Right. He broke
Presumably.
free of the harness.
Yeah. Is there the other part of the harness where it shows he broke free from?
There is.
Well, let us free the rest of the dogs so that they are not stuck here any longer.
Yes. I would like to perk up the tents and campsite again, just so that we also have a place to return to, especially if we find the survivors at a later time, and somewhere for the dogs to hunker down in. if
I'm
need
like unlatching and I'm not familiar with sled dog harnesses, but I'd imagine that a buckle is pretty much the same no matter what it's on.
Yeah,
So-
it takes a couple seconds of fumbling before you figure out the easiest way to do it, but it's by no means a challenging task.
This whole thing is making me a little paranoid.
Mhm.
There's something I can roll to see if anything is weird.
Give me an investigation check.
$17.
17. Okay. When you begin to peruse the campsite, moving between the tents that Zadrin is attempting to rebolster and restabilize, nothing stands out there, and it's almost just as you're sort of turning your head and panning your gaze across the caved-in crates, you notice that there is a clump of fur trapped in one of the shattered boards that's sort of been shoved to the side. And you're not sure why it catches your eye, so you move a little closer and lift this board in your tiny goblin hands and can see that this fur is very long, very, very coarse, and very bright white. And looking at the dogs that you have assembled here, it doesn't seem like it would belong to any of them.
I think we might have a problem.
What is it?
What was that monster that was supposedly out here?
Yetis?
That's the one.
where-
And I'll
where?
show it to Zadrin.
Alright. Can I make a nature check to see if that's where it came from?
I'm not sure they were just going climbing.
Are you already proficient in nature, Zadrin?
I'm not. I only get a +3 for that. since
Add your
I did-
proficiency bonus because of your favored terrain, because it would be
Okay.
applicable here.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a 6 because I rolled a 2. I'm rolling a lot of 2s.
I feel like
Just
you
get
need
him
to
out of
use
the
a
way.
different dice.
Switch the dice.
Oh no, I'm
Get 'em
using
out.
different dice each time
Ah.
because my dice tend to like fair use, and so they're just all revolting at the same time.
You just gotta sweet talk him. That's all.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't told them I love them in a while, so I'll do that.
There's your problem.
And just
Also,
catch them.
dice jail. Punish the ones that betray you.
Yeah, I'll put aside my metal and fiery ones that rolled 2s on advantage,
Oh.
so they're set aside.
With a
A wooden
6,
one did 19.
it's hard to tell. It looks like it could belong to a pristinely white one of the thick fur-coated winter wolves that you fought. Maybe it was even the underbelly of an owlbear. It's definitely some sort of Arctic creature, but it's hard to know for
say.
sure.
Okay.
I reach over and I just grab the hair and I just sort of smell it. And
What was that? Why did you do that?
just was trying to see if I knew what it was. And I don't.
As you do that and sort of deeply
How
sniff it,
upsetting.
Boy, who has pretty much been keeping to wrist inside, sees you do this and sort of cants his head to the side and trots over and sniffs up towards where you're holding it.
I know. I don't know what she's doing either.
I put it out to him. Boy, you know where this is? Like trying to, you try to get the dog to follow a scent.
He almost
And-
excitedly sort of bounces off of his front paws a couple times and then leans in to sniff it, and you watch as his ears pin, his hackles raise, the hair on the back of his neck standing on end, and his lips curl into a feral snarl as he slowly backs away from it.
Well, whatever that is, it's clearly bad news.
I don't think they were just going climbing and left the dogs behind.
No, they were looking for the where Goliath.
Werebear.
Goliath, yeah.
Of course, there's
I
the
think-
ever-present danger of yetis.
It might have found them or something else.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Good call. Good call.
A lot of white-furred creatures to be wary of in this part of the country.
We are in the Arctic.
I have freed the dogs.
Most of them, Zadrin, as you erect the tents, the ones that aren't familiar with you just quickly sort of push past and into what little bit of shelter the heavy waxed canvas provides.
Figured.
But Boy stays by your side, Rayston, and occasionally gives anxious glances up the mountain.
Yes, let us be off. We must find Garrett.
We
As
have.
you say the name, his head.
See, Boy says so. That's 2 votes.
Do we have climbing gear?
And what
I
do we
don't.
do with the dogs?
I think they would stay here.
I
And
believe the
then we would
dogs are
come back to them.
capable of taking care of themselves. They're native to this environment. They could probably find their way back to town.
They'd be
Boy,
better
did-
off untied, I would think.
Well, they are untied. That's
Yes,
what I've been
they-
doing for the
they are
past
untied.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Right.
So what are we doing?
Well, I
It is
don't-
at this point about midday.
I don't know how we're going to climb without any. We've got a silken rope. I mean, what? How do we expect to do this?
Well, I have an 8-foot vertical leap. Is that? Can I be of any service?
You?
I predict that will get you about 8 feet up, my friend.
This is much farther.
True,
than
but I could do it more than once.
You will be able to fall a very long way if you fail.
Did he leave any spare climbing gear around?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check there, Vulcan. And James, we got a little shimmied on.
Sorry, I dropped out a little.
Yeah, I caught it.
Got a 16.
16? Okay. You also sort of retrace the path that Osborne had taken, looking around. It seems like anything that would have been of use was either taken or whatever happened to it, it's no longer present at the campsite.
We forgot a very important thing. This seems like.
It can't be that hard.
It's probably pretty hard.
Probably.
As you sort of linger here in this space at the base of the mountain, feeling the blustering winds and the ice-cold bitterness of Icewind Dale sinking into your clothes, I need everyone except Vulcan to give me a Constitution saving throw. You do get advantage because you all do have the appropriate winter gear, but Vulcan, because you have been continuously producing flame for the last several minutes, you have made a deliberate warmth effort as it is.
Natural 20.
Okay.
19.
My dice are way nicer than Prescott's today.
Yeah, no, this one is
Mine
nice for
too.
me.
17.
Okay.
Although I'm failing my real life con save because my left eye hurts for no reason.
Yeah, I feel you
That's
on that.
unfortunate.
Dad, what'd you get?
Oh, go ahead.
18.
Wilhelm?
14?
14 is just enough.
Ha ha!
Your old war-weary bones aching a little bit, but you're a stalwart soldier. You shrug it off.
I am feeling very arthritic. Ugh.
Okay. So what are we doing?
Okay, so I have Titans. I got 10.
Okay.
I don't know if that's enough or a necessary amount. I don't climb. I'm not a climber. But we could tie, right? Isn't that how climbers work?
Yes, you
In the
put
wall, and then we.
Yes, put in a python, climb up, put in another one,
And then-
take the other
I don't
one out.
have any of
Top
those,
a
but I have
rope.
50 feet of rope.
We're not
Right.
talking about like a sheer cliff face yet, are we? I mean,
Wait, are we?
Mm-hmm.
I was
Not
under the
this-
impression there was kind of a path up that we could follow.
It's not a path, but it definitely seems traversable without outside help from gear at this point. You are still at the base.
What was it?
Mhm.
There was some kind of like specific terrain feature that you mentioned earlier.
The outcropping that the campsite is sort of backed up against, it seems like climbing on top of that would be a good starting point towards
That was
scaling.
it.
Well, I mean,
Can I-
if you have... Oh, go ahead, James.
Can I look at the face to see if someone has done this already?
Yeah, give me a
Because you
perception
said their
check.
climbing equipment was missing from the camp, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what would
Hopefully
you
we
like
can
me to
follow
roll
their trail.
for that?
You can roll perception. Again, you are still at the base, and it does look like this would be passable just on foot for now. But you can.
We
certainly
have
still-
crampons on our shoes. If we have...
14.
Nick, it does.
Yeah, we all have that.
I think we should move forward until we encounter like an actual obstacle.
All right then. Forward.
That sounded snarkier than I meant it, but
Yes.
So-
Keep our
The great
bodies
unknown.
moving. against
Well,
the
I mean, if
cold.
I could use my perception check to see if the group did come this way.
It definitely looks like this location was deliberately chosen for the campsite. With that perception, as y'all move atop this large stone outcropping, you can see that there are areas of stone that don't have the quite as thick an accumulation of snow. It's obviously still been a while since something passed this way, but at this sort of foot of the quote unquote path, it's not a prepared path, but it does look like something cut its way through here within the last couple days, as it has less accumulated snow than other areas that you spot with that check.
Okay.
Okay, so you begin to attempt to climb the mountain.
Forward.
Yes. For now.
The
I think,
howling wind blows the snow around you. At times, you have to fight from being completely snowblind and carefully check where you're about to put your next step. You climb for about 150 feet until on the wind you hear
Goats.
Everyone be careful.
Looking ahead, you do indeed see 4 massive shaggy mountain goats that just seem to be idly traipsing along the narrow ledge in front of you, where it does appear to continue up this particular route. They're in your way.
They look
Do
dangerous.
not worry, my friends. I speak goat.
Oh, excellent. Well, go right ahead.
All right, so
Tell them to get out of the way so that we can...
first things first, long white beard. That's step
Okay.
1 when you're talking to goats.
Hey,
I,
very
make,
that
I,
makes
I
sense,
give myself a long white beard, and I walk forward. I sort of hunch up, and I
Don't
stare
look at
at
me.
him real hard,
No.
and I like
Don't
sort
look
of pace vaguely near them, like rolling my eyes like they're not really that important. And then I go, "Rah." And I am conveying to them that we are all goats here, you and I.
Do you have an ability to speak with animals, or is this just going to be an animal handling check?
I don't know why you would ever ask me that ridiculous question. I have
if this doesn't work.
so much charisma.
Oh, yeah. So do the goats.
All right. No, it would be animal handling.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wisdom.
let's
so,
have it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just because I think it's fucking hilarious, do it at advantage. Great.
18. I am a goat expert. I don't know why anyone would ever question me.
You watch as this almost ethereal looking changeling in your party hunches his posture, sprouts the appearance of a scraggly long white beard, has the sort of darting bulbous eyes, and approaches these goats and begins to bleat at them. The one closest to your party slowly sort of turns its head, its own little goatee just slightly fluttering in the cold whipping wind. Its strange, almost slotted pupils narrow at you, Rayston, as it tilts its head and lowers it, but then slowly just shoves past you without much interest. The rest following suit.
All right, we may pass.
Wow.
That was incredible.
Are you sure?
I was just going to
Absolutely.
holler at them in giant. It sounded extremely intimidating.
That was tense.
Scare them off.
Can't believe you looked it in the eye.
Whew.
Well,
It's very simple. Goats are fundamentally horribly disrespectful creatures.
Hmm.
If you make yourself
yeah.
not to be of interest and sort of convey to them that you don't have anything to do with them, they
Do you
ignore you completely.
do you have square pupils right now?
Nope.
All right.
Nope. Changed them back.
Okay.
okay.
Hmm.
So you continue to press on. Who is leading your group?
I think it's just me and Zadran as usual.
Not I.
We kind of we link arms and go through.
Skip.
Point out things, all that.
Yep.
The footing becomes slowly but ever increasingly more treacherous. What bits of stone are too sharply slanted for snow to accumulate are instead coated in a thin, treacherous layer of ice, and more than once you can feel your foot slide an inch or so before you're able to find traction with each step. Are we making this trek continuing in snowshoes, or are we changing out gear at all?
I
Yeah, I'm put-
was about to say, change into the.
Yeah, put on my crampons.
Crampons.
crampons,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Grandpas.
And everyone did get a set of those. Excellent.
Yes, we did.
Okay. That will, you definitely feel a little more sure-footed making your way up. You continue the slow ascent making as what kind of pace are we taking, by the way? Are we just going average pace, or are we trying to hurry or stealth?
Average.
Average, if
Average.
not, follow carefully as things get treacherous.
Perfect. All right. So if you zoom in on the bottom of your map here, the bottom right, you will see your party. Eventually, the path narrows such that you begin to have to go single file. So if I could please get a marching order for that formation. You can just go straight top to bottom.
That'll be in the middle.
Oh, there we are.
I can't see anything.
Oh, yes, you can.
Huh. Is it all black or?
No, it's. I think it's a loading problem.
Oh.
It's just gray.
Go further to the right. There's a large gray square on the map.
Oh.
Whoa, we're tiny.
Yeah.
No boys.
Whoops. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah, I'll be, like, in
towards
the
the
middle.
front then, wherever I am.
This is not quite a line.
You're
I'll
not
make
quite a
more room.
line.
For the line.
Osborne, I think you said you want to
Yeah.
be in the middle.
Yeah.
I want to be second, but I
can't be.
don't know where my.
That's you, right there.
Oh, then I can't move me.
Huh.
Gotcha. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Everyone be still.
Stop moving around.
Oh, weird. The grid doesn't match. That's what the problem is.
Oh.
That's all right. There we go.
It'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Bit of that, bit of this. Look at that. How's that look to everybody?
Looks good to me.
Switch Granny and I. So yeah,
Yeah.
she
Just
wanted
got
to
to
be
make it
second.
difficult.
If you hold Alt, you can just drop
Yeah.
the tokens wherever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, at this point, you've made a little bit of progress up the mountain. Move you up there.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
You were climbing for nearly an hour before Zadrin and Granny, both because you're in the front and because you have the higher passive insight, you hear from far above you a momentary crack. And then a boom, 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 boom.
Get out of the way.
And a rush of air as looking up at where the stone sort of slants out at an angle above you, a rush of white powder and the dark silhouettes of falling stones as it appears an avalanche has you in its path. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
I love you. Don't fuck me.
DC depends
You're
on where
amazing.
in the formation you are.
Oh,
Ah!
gosh.
Fuck me.
The dice are kind tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty
21 for Ryston.
Okay.
11.
13.
11? Okay.
15.
Okay.
Natural one.
Oh,
For a
God.
total of 0.
I got a dirty 20,
Okay.
so I can hang on to Wilhelm, hopefully.
And Rayson, you got a 21? Okay. The both of you barely managed to keep from being swept up in the falling torrent of snow and stone, but are able to sort of press yourselves against the rock face and watch the majority of it slide over you. You catch a few faint bruises as smaller stones impact with you. Let's see. Vulcan, you got a
11.
11. Okay. That is a failure. And Wilhelm, you as well. Both of you watch Osborne and Rayson press up against the stone, and you go to do the same, not realizing that the faces aren't quite even. And instead, both of you are caught under a torrential downfall of fresh white powder. You both become restrained and blinded as you are buried in fresh snow, but it does not sweep you. Oh, you got a natural 1.
I did.
Okay.
Oh.
Noted. And then Zadrin and Gran, y'all both had over a
13.
15.
Nope.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
Zadrin,
won
you
3.
also try to step forward to get out of the path of this downfall, end up stepping right into a gout of fresh white powder as you too are blinded and restrained as you are buried. So
Okay.
the roaring, crushing, grating sound of stone falling and an incomprehensible amount of weight rocketing just over your heads begins to subside, your eyes coated almost with a sheen of white, fine particulate snow that's been kicked up by this event. Those of you that managed to keep your heads above the surface and dodge the main flow, take stock of your surroundings. You no longer see Zadrin, Vulcan. I'm sorry, Vulcan. No longer see Zadrin, Vulcan, or Wilhelm.
Oh dear. Friends. Friends.
Is there any way I can orient myself upward?
Can I try to lift my arm up? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just one arm.
Yeah.
What I feel like is up. If I'm upside down, then I guess it's down.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Where's boy?
Creature buried in this way. Oh, that is a good point. How about you make a dexterity saving throw for boy?
Okay.
Boy.
Add 2. And I'm just going to assume he's always at your side.
15?
Boy is also nowhere to be seen.
No! Boy!
Wow.
You all do see that there are areas along this path. Even those of you that succeeded are still nearly waist high in snow at this point and are sort of having to carve a path for yourselves to move. And you can see that it is mounded up in several areas, even within the formation that your party had made.
I mean, do we have I'm sure we still know the approximate locations of where they were, right?
You do. So I'll just go ahead and redo this. It might help a little more. A creature that is buried in this way is blinded and restrained and has total cover. It gains a level of exhaustion for every 5 minutes it spends buried. It can try to dig itself free as an action, breaking the surface and ending the blinded and restrained conditions on itself with a successful athletics check. A creature that fails the check 3 times can't attempt to dig itself out again.
I would like to make the athletics check.
As well.
A creature that is not restrained or incapacitated can spend 1 minute freeing another creature buried in the snow if it knows its location. So, let's say, who is attempting to help find other party members? Everyone that didn't fail? So all of you go ahead and make me a survival check. Those of you that are buried, go ahead and give me your first athletics check.
Okay, that one's also going in dice jail.
Yeah, I only got a 9.
7.
9.
4. Again, another 2 on the die.
7, 9, 4.
5.
Wilhelm, okay.
Nothing over a
23.
10. Nothing
Wilhelm
over a 10.
clears out some space for his head and spits so he knows which way is up.
All right.
Ah.
Wilhelm, we'll come right back to you. The rest of you, you are digging through, trying to find your comrades. No one's having any luck just yet. Those of you that are buried, you are immediately beginning to shiver as you feel the snow sinking into your clothes and armor and compacting against your skin. I think everyone failed their. Vulcan, you got a
7.
Yep, that's a failure. And Zadrin?
4.
Okay. Yep. So not able to dig yourself out yet. You can feel that the powder is giving way beneath your hands, but you became a little bit disoriented. It's pressing in from every side, so you can't tell what is the force of gravity and what is simply the force of the weight of this snow packed in against you. It's hard to even tell which way is up.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and have another round of survival checks for those of you that are trying to find your companions. Wilhelm, you're out. We're going to come back to you in a second.
Okay.
And athletics checks from those of you that are buried.
Can I produce a flame?
I will say
I was just
it's
thinking,
a very small flame.
what would happen if I cast Firebolt, you know?
Firebolt?
Into the snow. Yeah.
Firebolt!
Who knows? You do produce flame Vulcan, and you can see that the snow begins to immediately melt around it, and you can tell from the trickle of the melting which way is up, but it is not enough of an impact to help remove the weight from on top of you. It's still just going to be a straight athletics check.
But I know which way to go.
It helps.
Helpful.
I'll say it helps your DC a little bit.
14.
Well,
I got a 16.
Okay.
30,
Zadrin,
20.
what'd you get? 30-20?
Yeah, that
Okay.
likes me.
So, Rayson, as you push through, you feel a change in the temperature and then a sudden bout of warmth as you see Vulcan's glowing sort of arcane flame, and he breaks through the surface right in front of you with your help.
Damn it, I was looking for boy.
Granny, what was your survival check?
4.
4. Okay. You are digging frantically in this pile of snow that you are absolutely sure has a body under it because of the way it's shaped. And then you see about 2 feet to your right as Zadrin pops out through the surface of the snow. Oh, yeah. And boy eventually just sort of hunkers down and shoots up out of the snow. You've all seen the videos of the foxes that like jump and then nosedive. It's just the exact opposite. He just whoop.
Wait, did I
Onto the
get
surface.
unburied with a 4?
Were
You weren't
buried?
buried. You were just doing survival checks to help try and find someone,
I
right?
didn't think you were buried.
I was definitely buried.
Oh.
Oh,
Gran was buried, yeah.
my mistake. I missed you doing this. Okay. What was your first
I got
check?
a 5 and then a 4.
Okay. So Gran is still nowhere to be seen. Thank you for your honesty. But boy does emerge from the snow. Wilhelm, you have been able to fight your way through an unreasonably thick amount of powder piled on top of you. And as you look around you, you don't see your party.
Alone on the ice. Truly, this is my way to die.
Inspiring.
Indeed.
Can you hear me shouting boy at the top of my lungs?
Are you shouting boy at the top of your lungs?
Yes.
Then yes, Wilhelm, you hear echoing from a slight rock ridge above you that looks to be about 40 feet high, the distant call of Rayston calling for boy. You fell a long way, but in fresh avalanche powder, you were okay.
Well, at least they will be the first ones eaten. Yes.
Ooh, my thoughts exactly, pal. I was going to say it.
No one
Right,
has
man.
warned me. I've been keeping track. No one has warned me about volume. There's been some out of character what-ohs, but no one has actually said maybe.
Yeah, I might do it after we find people. Yeah.
Gran, give me your third athletics check,
I
please.
will help start assisting with his survival checks to find Gran.
Okay.
11.
All right, survival. That'll be a 24.
24. Okay. Gran, as you attempt once again to try and claw your way out using your tail to try and leverage the weight of your scaled form out of the snow, the cold is sinking in. You're getting frustrated. It's just not giving way. And you just feel the chill settle in and you feel your muscles begin to lock up before you see a sort of pallid gray elven hand puncture through the snow and reach down for your forearm. And having located her, Zadrin, you were able to extract Gran from the snow just before the exhaustion begins to set in.
Oh,
Get near Vulcan.
But Wilhelm is still nowhere to be seen.
Where is Wilhelm? We've accounted for everyone but him.
I put Gran near Vulcan and then kind of switched to snowshoes and carefully followed the trail of the avalanche to see if I can see him where he went off to.
Okay, you sort of approach the edge of this level of elevation that y'all have been traveling along and peer down over where the avalanche swept down the face of the mountain, and you can see just a huge mounded pile of snow and stone, easily 150 feet across, and there just beneath you, poking out of it like a daisy, is Wilhelm.
All right.
It popped out of the snow like daisy.
Like daisies.
like, I was like, hey, Wilhelm's down here, everybody. We might need to throw him a rope and then haul him up. We're strong, right?
I grab my
Right?
rope out of my bag, and I look over to Rayston.
What do you say? You hold this as well, and we try and pull him up.
Now, I know I'm quite tall, but I do want to remind you again that my strength leaves much to be desired.
Well, we're just.
I am a dexterity-based character.
I don't think any of us are very strong, so we're just gonna have to do our
Wilhelm
best.
is.
Is there a
Yeah, but he's at the bottom of the mountain.
is there a tree or a rock or something we can wrap the rope around?
Give me a perception check.
Post avalanche?
Well, that's what the perception's for, I guess.
I guess.
7.
There's a few big stones lying around, but it's pretty easy to tell that they were moved by the avalanche. You don't know if they'll be stable enough. But you do spy an area of the rock face that y'all have been traveling along that's been sort of freshly bared since the snow fell away. That might be a good place to secure something if you had the tools to do so.
I got a python. I got a
We do
python. I
have
got a
some
hammer.
Yeah.
All right. That is enough.
Wilhelm!
Yes.
Wilhelm, we are going to
Hold
fish
on.
you up.
All right.
Can
Which
you hear
one of
me,
you?
Wilhelm?
Which
Okay,
one of
ooh.
you is going to do that?
The
All
yelling
of us
after an
together.
avalanche?
Not
is
me.
a bad call.
Together.
Yeah.
Your voices are echoing in the empty, freshly still air across the face of the mountain.
Yeah.
Maybe we be a little quieter. Can somebody hammer in that python?
I got you right here.
That won't be quiet. But,
Ding, 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 ding. You easily enough, having the proper tools, can secure a python and rope. Wilhelm, give me a athletics check at advantage.
Athletics check at advantage. It is a 21.
Simply enough, it takes you a good 4 or 5 minutes to haul yourself and all your armor and all the weight of the weapons and supplies you carry. It's quite an impressive feat of strength. And as he sort of crests the ridge to rejoin you all with just this thin sheen of sweat that refreezes in the cold air, steam rising off of him and breath fogging almost in a draconic fashion.
See, what did I tell you? Wilhelm is extremely strong. An excellent display of athleticism, my friend.
Yes.
Well, next time we encounter one of these avalanches, make sure if you spot it to start swimming.
Swimming.
You start swimming the direction of the avalanche. That way you don't get buried. You will move down the mountain. But if you start swimming, you'll be less likely to be buried.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I mean, if you read like survival guides, it's true.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true in this fantasy world.
That sounds right.
Disclaimer.
Look.
That sounds true.
Yeah.
Just keep
Citation
swimming.
needed.
Got it. Just keep swimming. Just
Just
keep
keep
swimming.
swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming.
Okay.
Although that one
Okay,
really came
have
out
an
of nowhere.
inspiration.
Hey.
Yay.
Okay, so as you begin to coil and regather your rope, and just as you go to pry the python out of the rock face, Rayson, you notice as Boy's body language tenses by your side, his head lifts, his ears perk forward, and he gives sort of a strangled whimper, his tail wagging furiously, and then sprints ahead.
Boy, yes!
Oh, that can't be good.
I try to keep my volume down this time. I've been warned.
Okay.
But
So
I
as you
shuffle right
all-
off after him.
As you all go to follow Boy around the edge of this protrusion from the mountain, not knowing what the next bend may hold. We've been on for about an hour. We're going to take a quick little 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and see what it is that Boy has noticed just out of the adventurer's sight. So hang out with us, guys. We will be right back with more Frigiphobia for you.
Nothing could go wrong. The bathroom. He's just gonna go in his pants.
We're live.
Great Vulcan died.
No!
All right. So, picking back up, you all watch as Boy gets a sudden energizing wave of excitement and takes off around the bend of stone and snow right out of your sight. You all go to follow, I presume.
Yes.
Yes.
Follow that boy.
I guess so.
I'll let Rayston get in front of me
No,
as he runs.
I don't like
Sorry,
that body
Fine.
map. I wasn't responding to you.
Oh, dead body map, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Ooh.
Dead body.
So, you all frantically chasing after Boy round the break in your line of sight into a sort of narrow ravine that cuts back up the face of the mountain and is pretty steep, but not quite enough to be difficult terrain. The snow here is freshly fallen, but due to the incline, seems to be perpetually moving as it rolls off of the face, so it's not too deep here. There's rocky outcroppings jutting up on either side of this ravine, and you can see just up the slope in front of you, lying face down in the snow, appears to be a humanoid figure. Boy frantically darting towards this figure.
Perception check for any dangerous creatures or anything keeping a lookout as like
Give me
a
a
trap.
perception check.
Let's use you. Okay. Perception will be a 21.
21. Okay. So, Zadrin, as you watch Boy sprint ahead of you and immediately turn your attention to the surrounding terrain to scan for threats, it's about the time that you see the rising furred hackles that Boy as well skids to a stop and turns to look up to the right. As you see, let me get on the right layer. Roll 20, be nice to me. 2 massive.
Ooh.
Those mountain lions?
feline- I will show you what you see.
Oh, Christ.
Whoa.
That's a big
We're
Those are
rowing
the,
towards the body in the snow.
crab
Hurried
cats.
approach whipped their attention towards you instead. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
My God, they're beautiful.
They are
Um,
quite cute.
Oh,
Let's use this one.
I rolled a 1, so I got 2.
Okay.
11.
Also 11.
Badass 10.
Oh, there we go. Let's do this. Add 10. Vulcan, 11.
10. Ma'am.
Wilhelm.
16.
Alrighty.
Dang it.
Gran.
2. Natural 1.
Osborne.
18.
All right. There we go. Who's it? Osborne, what is your dex modifier?
3.
Same as Cat. So I'll default to you going first. As Boy slids to a halt and growls and whips his head up this direction, you follow where Zadrin's line of sight has also trained, and you see sort of cresting the rock, almost perfectly camouflaged into the bits of snow and stone with its speckled white coat, this massive feline predator stalking towards your group. What would you like to do?
Try not to be eaten.
I guess I'll
Fight for my life.
cast Firebolt
All right.
on the
Go ahead, roll
closest
to hit.
one. I don't have any sort of animal handling spells or anything like that, so on the closer one. Okay, so
That's not my music.
16 hit.
It does.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage to, and which one was that at?
The closer one.
All right. It takes it and gives a snarling growl in return. Its slitted pupils sort of dilating as its golden gaze turns to you. Anything else?
No, I think I'm just gonna stay right here.
Okay. That brings us to the first Crag Cat's turn. Ooh, fast boys. All right. He is going to charge at the first creature he can reach, and he gets his pounce ability. So first he's got to hit ya with a claw attack. Does a 17 hit you?
It does.
All right, that is going to be not a D10. Jesus Christ. Okay. 5 points of slashing damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Not my strong suit. Ah, and yet a 16.
A 16 is enough as this massive creature leaps and claws at your torso. You feel its weight slam against your chest as it tries to take you to the ground, but you manage to brace yourself and stay upright.
On guard, you furry bastard!
Wilhelm, what you got?
Wilhelm will. Yes, he will move up. Are these creatures large creatures?
They are.
Okay, understood. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he will move up next to his friend Raistlin, and he will strike out with his sword.
All right.
Let's see what he's got. Okay. Oh, a 7.
7 does not hit. Is you a longsword or a greatsword?
It is a longsword.
All right, you carve out at it, but its feline agility, it sort of flattens to the ground and your blade carves just above where its form just was. Anything else?
That is it. That is my turn.
All right. That brings us to Zadrin.
Alrighty, I will step this way. Fine. Wait. Fine. Yeah. Out from behind my companions and fire my arrow at the one engaged with my companions.
All right.
And that will be a natural 20.
Ooh.
They like me now. Oh. Bonus action Hunter's Mark?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. And Hunter's Mark, all dice are doubled. So yeah, Hunter's Mark is also doubled. Ooh.
Indiana Jones grabbing his hat under the door there.
Yes, literally. That will be 24 points of piercing damage.
Whoa. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I rolled an 8, a 7, a 4, a 2, and then plus 3.
As it sort of flattens to dodge the sword swing from Wilhelm, you train your arrow at just the right moment, and before it can adjust its posture once again, you sink one of your arrows straight into its eye socket. It gives a horrible curdling yowl of pain, its claw immediately coming to try and wipe at its face, trying to remove this splinter of stone and wood that is now embedded easily 6 inches into its skull. This thing is barely upright.
This is
Random.
strong kitties.
Anything else?
That'll be it. That's
All
action,
right.
bonus, and move.
Grayson, I'm going to run Boy on your turn. He is just going to full on dash to the side of the felled form in the snow up above.
Good
What
work,
you got?
boy. Keep him safe. I'll deal with this beast. And I yell, "Yeah!" and stab at it with my rapier.
All right.
Ah! Nat 20 crit.
Woo.
Not going to bother asking for the damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh, I had a sneak attack and everything.
Okay. If you want to tell it to me, let's have it.
No, I'm perfectly fine. That is directly in the other eye.
Okay. You see the vulnerability pointed out from Zadrin's nearly felling blow and capitalize on it as its attention is drawn away from you. You plunge your rapier deep into the other eye socket with a sickening squelch and watch a gout of blood begin to trickle down its face as it slumps into the snow and goes still.
Pity that couldn't have waited for the other one.
All right, well done. Anything else from you?
I'm gonna use my movement.
Okay.
How far away are they? Pretty far. I can at least get in between the cat and them.
All right. Vulcan.
I'm gonna move up next to Wilhelm here, and then throw a little fire at him.
All righty.
Ah, 9. Ooh.
9 does not hit. You take aim, and just as the creature is about to leap from the stone, it impacts where its form just was. Anything else?
And I end my turn.
All right. The crag cat definitely seemed to have its attention towards the defenseless form bloodied in the snow ahead, but Racing, as you charge forward and position yourself between it and them, it will instead turn its attention to you.
Go on then, add your brains to my sword as well, you fiend.
It just gets its pounce ability on you. It's just 20 feet. But it's got to hit you first. That's a natural 20.
Oh no.
Well.
They're going around
Ooh.
for 16 points of slashing damage.
Hey, I'm down.
Okay. And it takes Rayston down into the snow under it. Does it get multi-attack?
You guys hear a strangled shit.
Oh no.
It still has some movement left, so with this obstacle removed, it is then going to continue to move up into melee with Boy, who snarls at it and does not shy away. Gran.
Just gotta see how far I can move. Oh, not far enough. All right. So I am going to run a little bit closer. And then I'm going to throw my ice knife at the crag cat himself.
Okay. I believe that is a dexterity saving throw.
It is, yes.
Okay, let me read this. Ice knife is not necessarily... Is it a single target? Does it say you target a creature?
Yeah, so you target a creature.
Okay. So then this does come into play. It's going to be a 16.
Yeah, that would save. So
Okay. Before we move on, tell me what Ice Knife does.
Yeah, so it's a spell to where like range attack up to 60 feet, and it does 1d10 piercing damage if you fail the save, but if you pass, then the shard of ice explodes and you take 2d6 like ice damage. So it's a different type of damage, like one is piercing and one is
I'll tell you
cold.
what's going to happen, and then you can tell me how that's going to be adjudicated. Because as you aim at it, there is almost something similar to what many of you have heard occasionally on the blowing winds in the blistering winter wasteland before, a swell of a sourceless scream. And the crag cat turns and looks over his shoulder. And much like a beast's eyes would reflect light in the darkness, there is a purplish pink shimmer that races across its vision, and the spell fizzles and reverses. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Gran.
What?
Okay. I rolled a natural 1.
It just
You know, you
reverse
are
carded you.
impacted, however, the spell would impact a failed save. I think you said 1d10.
It's 1d10 if you've to be 2d6 since I failed.
Okay.
So I would take the 2d6 cold damage. Okay. Ooh, but I have resistance to that anyway.
Very good.
Sweet. Well,
that didn't go as planned.
All right. Anything else, Gran?
No.
Okay. That brings us back to the top of the round. Osborne.
Okay. Osborne is going to move 5, 10, 5, 10, 30. And gets this point, and his eyes sort of look funny for a second. He starts going, and he launches from his mouth an acid stream at this fella here. It's a 30-foot line, 5 feet wide.
Okay. Dex save?
Yeah, dex save.
This is disgusting.
What is happening?
15.
What was my save? Hang on. Yeah, that saves. So he takes, let's see. Each creature in the line must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be covered in acid. I don't think you take anything if he passes it.
Is it a cantrip or a spell slot?
No, it's spell slot. And then it says, the way it's written, I don't think you take anything at all.
Okay.
Maybe if anybody in the chat wants to correct us, go ahead. But that's the way
Help
I'm reading
us,
it.
please. Help us.
What
What spell is it?
Acid Stream.
Whoa.
It's a UA spell.
I was pretty sure that.
Would you have anything else on your turn, Osborne?
No.
All right. Wilhelm.
Wilhelm will walk up to his companion after he puts the select button on. There we go. And heal him for 9 hit points as he lays his hands upon him. And he goes, "Stand up, my friend. This is not the end of your tale."
Brilliant. Anything else from you?
That is it.
All right. Everyone needs a paladin.
Aw.
Everyone takes a bonus.
Wilhelm takes 4 psychic damage.
Zadrum, what you got, buddy?
I will move up. Bonus action move Hunter's Mark to the new kitty.
Alrighty.
And then I will shoot at it.
All right.
I'll use you. I'm assuming a 12 does not hit.
Just misses, unfortunately.
Okay.
The creature's head whipped around to turn Gran's spell, and its attention was returned to your party, and it's been agilely dodging everything since.
I was startled by that purple glow and unholy scream.
Me
Unnatural
too.
scream.
Since.
Again.
Rayston, you come to with a sort of surge of warm, rekindling energy as you look up and see Wilhelm crouched above you, sing-songing, encouraging you to stand.
You are now Raceland the One Slain. One more time and you will be with me.
Slain.
Why? He was unconscious. I don't know if he was slain.
No time! No time! Second wind!
All right.
Yes.
So that is going to be a quick. Nice. Is there a modifier on that? Yep, that is 9 more HP.
I'm
How much was I just healed by?
9 and 9, so 18.
Yep. 18.
Awesome. I'm nearly back to max.
You are prone, so it'll be half your movement to stand, but I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the half movement stand up, and I'm going to just do a little hop, skip, and a jump over to that nasty cat.
Ready?
Can't quite get within 5 feet of boy. Oh, actually, sneak attack is just if another creature is within 5 feet. So that is still going to work out for me to make a quick swipe. Nice, 18.
18 hits.
All right, so that is for the damage. A big, friendly. Oh, geez. I should really get better at doing this math quickly. You can imagine how it is to play with me when I DM. 16.
16. Okay, that makes sense. It is just on the far side of bloodied at that point as it crouches on its haunches, dodging projectiles and spells, and you come up and just fucking jab a rapier into it. It hisses at you, a deep guttural sound, nothing like any house cat you ever heard. This is something of pure malice.
Oh, dodge that, you fat kitty.
Easy, fat kitty. Look at his pretty kitty whispers.
Vulcan, what you got?
All right, I'm gonna run up here, and I'm gonna produce another flame that definitely won't be thrown back in my face for sure.
Is it a dex?
Wow.
save?
It is an attack roll, and I got a 17.
That hits.
Dealing 5 whole fires.
5 points of fire damage. All right. Every little bit. It does not like that. Again, yowling this terrible guttural sound. It's the blood from Rayston's wounds bubbling over its fangs as it does. Anything else from you, Vulcan?
No.
All right.
Confident.
That brings us to the crag cat, who definitely senses the one with the sword as more of a threat than the wolf at this point. The dog, I should say. Yeah, it's gonna try and bite you.
Try me.
Okay. Does a 16 hit you?
Yep, still yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, you said 18 last time, so
Let's see.
I'm just also hit by a 16.
Roll max damage. I'm so sorry.
That's
you
fine.
Take 13 points of piercing damage.
That's fine.
But you do not have to make the strength saving throw as it did not charge you. But these fangs sink in and they're like small daggers, each of them easily 2 to 3 inches long, piercing into your flesh.
Fight somebody who cares. Ow.
Gran.
How are you looking? Are you all right?
I've been better.
Oh, all right. I'll be right over.
And I really slowly walk over. And
The best healing right now might be murder, if you understand what I'm saying.
I will kill you quickly, my friend.
No,
To
you
spare you.
you didn't understand. You didn't understand what I was saying.
Oh,
got, Graham?
okay.
I'm gonna ignore his advice. And
Pounds of
assume
protection! Pound of cure!
I'm assuming
His
he
teeth
is
are really
hurt
big.
and delirious, and I will put my hands on his shoulders and cast Cure Wounds.
Alrighty.
Which is 10 hit points back.
Oh,
Hefty.
I am being kept on my feet.
Osborne.
Yeah, Osborne's gonna move over here. He's just gonna start going. And it's like pea soup in The Exorcist.
Gross.
And he's make a dexterity saving throw again.
That's a natural one.
Oh,
Right.
it actually hits him. All right, so that's a 3d4, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
is blood.
3d4.
Can you do it?
I doubt it.
Confidence, man, confidence.
Okay, so
Oh.
that's 8 points of damage.
I love
And if he survives, he'll take it again on his next turn.
Nope.
Oh, he
The
doesn't.
acid clings
Got
to
it.
his fur and begins to bubble and hiss as it melts away at his flesh. You can hear the pitiful yowling cries begin to disintegrate into gurgled, cut yelps as the acid sinks into his throat. And it just sort of crumples in on itself.
I'm sorry, Grant. I probably ruined that pelt.
Well, I think you did the right thing.
Yes, and we have the other one. The other one is 2 eye strikes, so that one's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Can I make it like Arcana, religion, something about the purple glare on the eyes of the cat? Like
If
deep
we're
in-
out of initiative order, I want to
Yeah.
put the cat out of its misery.
Hear
Okay.
that.
I don't want it to melt to death. That's I didn't like it with the wolves, and I don't like it with the cat.
No, yeah, simple enough. It's helpless at this point. You can cut short its suffering.
Yeah, quick brain.
Zadrin, give me an
stabby.
Arcana check.
Okay. That's Jesus. Love you. Don't fuck me. You're amazing. That'll be a 13.
You're not sure. A lot of weird shit's been happening out here
Yeah.
recently.
It's just going into the list of things like my nightly prayers of like, hey, Raven Queen, this shit's going on. Yeah. Crazy.
Just so you know, some glowing and some purple happened.
I want to run
Boy
over
is crouched over.
to the body.
Okay.
Is it Garrett? Does it
you-
look like a nice humanoid with dark brown hair?
Appears
Yes.
to be.
Goliath, tiefling, or random? Which we don't.
He appears to be human.
Human. Okay, so it could be Garrett or the third adventurer with them.
I want to hold up my shield to his mouth to see if it mists.
It does.
Yes, he's alive. Tell me, do you guys still have?
I will cast Cure Wounds upon him.
Okay.
Spells. What does this do?
All
Oh,
right.
okay. Here we go.
You cast Cure Wounds on Garrett for how much?
10.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, Garrett.
Stand up, Garrett.
As you do, he sort of rouses and comes to, just sort of blinking against the onslaught of licks from Boy, who is frantically pawing at his chest. You can see the slow arcane knitting as a massive gash that runs nearly from his shoulder to the opposite hip bone begins to close. His armor and clothing all torn straight through, and frozen coagulated blood sort of falling off bits of his flesh and armor as he sits up with a groan. Oh, who are all of you?
We were
Hi, Boy.
found by Boy to rescue you.
Yes.
Rescue party.
We do not have a group name yet.
We're just there to help, we promise.
I can't believe we found you. That's awesome.
Yeah, this was really like a needle in a haystack. I cannot believe you're still alive. This
Here's
is
one. Boys Club. Is
Uh,
that
Oh,
is that anything?
oh, Oh,
It's
That's something.
because he's the
We're the
dog
boys-
was.
We're the
But
boys
there's
club.
there's
We
a
can
girl,
keep
though.
trying.
There's a
Okay.
girl in the group.
I can't
That's
believe it
it's
either.
the irony. I'm not a boy. I'm whatever.
I can't
don't
believe we
really
found them
care what you
either.
are,
It
I'm just
seems
grateful.
suspicious.
Yeah. What attacked you? What did this to you?
Is it the cats?
No, it was a monstrous, white-furred, horned abomination. The Yeti.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I ran as long as I could. I led it away from the others, but it still managed to get me.
And you're just
Have you seen
fine.
the others? Did you find them?
No,
We
not
haven't.
yet.
We were led
Where-
directly to you by boy.
What about
Where
this?
did you leave them?
Higher up the peak, there was a cave that we were coming across. We figured it was the shapeshifters, but we were wrong. We were so wrong.
Shapeshifters.
Yes, remember they were
werebear?
going after the polar bear?
Trying to ask him or her
Yeah.
questions.
You haven't seen anyone else?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
No.
Just the
Just
dogs.
you and the dogs.
What about this area right here? Is this just his blood in another spot, or
It appears to be where he maybe fell or was pushed down the slope.
understood? Understood.
Mm.
Can I pull Wilhelm aside for a second?
Yes.
All right, so he was hunting Weir something.
No, they were coming to ask this person questions. Like he's a person that
Okay.
can turn into a bear. He
Ask
sounds like he's a
questions,
really powerful druid. If you want to
hunt.
metagame it, you know.
Whatever. What if he was bitten?
I cannot do anything about that because I do not have enough of my lay on hands. So he's just gonna die.
And what if he's going to turn into a, something?
We will have to deal with that on a full moon. When's the
Mm.
next one?
I have no idea.
Me
And we
neither.
Well,
just
the
had
new
one.
moon was like yesterday. So,
So
yeah,
we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, we have like at least 20 days.
Yeah.
more like 14ish.
The DM was clear about what phase of the moon we're in right now.
Because that was when the sacrifices happened.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't bother you that this person is lying here who may have been bitten by a Weir or something.
Nope.
All right.
I did want to check the damage on his armor and the scarring to see if it lines up with the Yeti or anything like that. Just look him over, make sure
Okay,
it looks
give-
like he's telling the
You
truth.
can make that either a medicine check or a nature check. Up to you.
Yes. You know what? It could be either. Oh no, it's medicine because I could supposed to. That'd be a 9.
9. It's a jagged tear that's slowly being closed by Wilhelm's magical assistance. It's too jagged to be bladed damage, but beyond that, it's really hard to
Okay.
discern anything.
So yeah, just naturally would trust him then. Was the Yeti they stumbled upon?
Garrett's slowly pushing himself to his feet with a hand on Boy's back for support.
Help him.
Oh, we've got to find the others. I left them higher up the mountain. I pulled the Yeti away. They might have been able to hole up in the cave and fortify it. I don't know, but we can't leave them here. Oh,
Agreed.
I
Who
think
are
they
we
need to
looking
get some
for?
rest. First
well,
and
there's only 3 that came up. There was Mokingo, Growling Bear. You can't miss him. He's a massive Goliath blowhard. His friend Perilu, she's a halfling, sweet as can be. And there was Asterix, the tiefling woman, always complaining about something. I don't really know her, but she paid well.
She
Who was the first name?
paid well.
Mokingo, Growling Bear.
How long? Excuse me. How long ago was this?
Now you're a little bloodied up yourself.
Oh yes, I just had like 3. It was not good. I've been helped. I'm helped.
We reached the cave around mid-morning yesterday, and I led the creature down the face of the mountain slowly, trying to keep out of its reach for a couple of hours before I fell down here.
You know, there's
What?
strange going ons up here.
Plenty, take your pick.
Wilhelm,
All of them.
Yes.
I think this man is infected.
I really don't think that there is any were creature. Yeti and bear does not make anything necessarily a were creature.
Why don't you take us up to the cave?
Okay.
If you can.
Wait, did you
Yeah.
say you
And
were
I-
paid by someone to
I-
come up here?
I put my hand on him to cure him one more time.
Okay.
I've got
What
one
was that?
left.
Did you say you were paid by someone to come up here?
Well, it's an expedition. I'm a guide. Yeah, I require payment to make these treks.
By a tiefling woman.
And the Goliath and the Halfling, yes.
So what was she looking for?
She didn't really say. She
She didn't
talk
say.
much. She just wanted to ask her own questions of what we thought was going to be the werebear.
Osborne, I don't mean to argue with your natural inclinations, but do you think that we could be suspicious after we find out how many people there are alive to be suspicious of?
That would
I
be
said,
nice.
well, yes, but they may be waiting to kill us.
Hmm.
I'll
And
stand
they
in the back.
left
I'll
their
just,
half-dead companion
I'll just-
here as a
I'll
trap.
I'll just stand in
or-
the back.
No one that owns a dog is a bad guy.
I was gonna say.
Not
We all
true.
know that.
It's
I
not
was
true.
gonna say.
Dogs don't know the
Sure.
difference.
No.
No, boy would know. Boy would know immediately.
Absolutely.
Dogs
He's a
don't
very
really know the
smart-
difference. He's got
he's-
a point there.
He's a very
Boy
smart
Boy
dog.
would bite a bad person.
Like, not
He's a
not if it
wonderful
was
dog.
his owner or whatever you want to call
Nope.
it.
Nope. You're wrong.
Zadrin, because you are in your favored terrain and distractions don't null your
No.
senses like they do others, you notice from this elevated vantage point, sort of looking out over the empty snow plains of Icewind Dale back towards Tin Towns. From this elevation, the low cloud cover is nearly where you are, so it does obstruct bits of your view. But you see, at least a quarter of a mile away, there appears to be a beacon of sort of pale glowing light slowly making its way across the fields of snow.
In what direction? Towards us, away
It
from
appears
us?
to be roughly southwest, not directly on the path that you followed from Kelvin or from Kaer Koenig, but not terribly far from.
Okay. It was moving southwest or is located southwest?
It's located southwest and moving very slowly. At this distance from this vantage point, it's hard to gather what size it might be or what rate of travel it's taken up, but you definitely notice it before it sort of dips on the far side of one of the dunes and is eclipsed from your sight.
Okay. I will make a note of that and a crude map in my head since, wonder if future.
Noted.
Since I don't have
Absolutely.
pencil or paper to write it down in my pack. But anyone not arguing, I'll point that out to them. But they're all arguing about goodness of dogs.
No, we're all doing that.
Okay.
No one listens to you. We're talking about what a good boy is.
Well,
No one
he
is
probably shouldn't
arguing
be
that he
bought.
is a good boy or not.
Sorry, there's an orb? What's that about an orb?
It's gone now, but we might want to check it out with the lantern, maybe,
Sometime
or
later.
on the way back. Be
Maybe.
wary of it.
Ooh,
Garrett
Logan.
begins slowly
Ah.
trekking back towards the rock face with Boy in tow.
Mhm.
Let's find ourselves a rude tiefling and a halfling and a Goliath.
Mhm.
That are all
Oh,
probably
okay.
lycanthropes that are going to kill us.
You
Yes,
are a
Osborne, we
misanthrope,
know. They're horrible
You are.
lycanthropes.
Or make
Not
us
all
join that
lycanthropes
pack.
are
One of
and
the
I
two.
wish you would only come out in a full moon, but it's all the time.
I turn into a misanthrope on the full moon.
Misanthrope.
Yeah. How much would I know about
Alright.
Simona and try to explain to her Osborne at some point about goodly lycanthropes? They do exist. There's a whole god of them.
Like werebears.
Not in my experience.
I met a were-rat once who was an excellent cook.
What layer is this on? Oh no, what have I done?
We're back at the mountain.
Oh god, oh no. Okay, hold on. It's fine. I got this. All right. So you continue pushing up the mountain climb. It's becoming ever colder. At this point, it's almost like the glassy, wet surface of your eyes itself is beginning to freeze over, and you have to blink at least every second to keep it from becoming just this thin sheet of ice. Your eyelashes freeze together from time to time. You can feel where the damp of your pants legs and the soles of your boots is beginning to harden and grow heavy with pure ice as you are approaching the peak. Is this still our marching order?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. Can y'all all see that?
No.
Yes.
What are we supposed to see?
Half of the
The-
gray square that you got lost in
Oh.
is gone now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Neat. Oh.
Oh yeah, it is.
One square equals 5 feet. Yeah.
Move you guys to this token layer.
Don't sass me, Wilhelm.
As you see,
I just love that. It's all gray. Scroll over.
you climb a narrow ledge that becomes almost a natural switchback path with a sheer drop to your right and a sheer wall of stone to your left that breaks as you see up ahead on your left a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth.
Can I
There's
look?
blood on the snow spattered at all different distances from the cave entrance.
Can I look for tracks?
Go
And
ahead and make a survival check. And Garrett and Boy at this point stay towards the back, and he says, "This is where I saw the creature."
Can I
He
hear
is going to
anything?
attempt to stealth. Give me a perception check.
that will be a 13. If it's favorite
13
terrain.
survival.
Yeah, survival.
Okay.
6.
You can't make out any individual tracks, but you can tell from the way the snow is shifted and pushed towards the openings of this cave mouth that something frequents this location.
I will
That
have
was a
an,
6 on perception, Granny. Okay.
Yeah.
What was
I'll
that,
have
Cedric?
my bow, an arrow knocked on my bow, ready to throw on fire at any sign of trouble or danger.
Okay. Is anyone attempting to stealth?
Yes.
Let me go ahead and get those stealth checks, please.
What are you trying to be sneaky for?
I need to
13.
use this one more.
Sir,
Rolled
sir,
a double natural 1.
why are we all
Uh,
trying to be so sneaky?
Yetis.
Someone explain this to an old lady.
Granny, there is some
Yetis.
sort of
Yetis.
dangerous creature
There's
in
either,
this place.
there's
Yeti.
either a horrible
You're the one
monster,
who lives here.
If there's danger, you
You old
face it
lizard.
head on.
Ridiculous.
there's either a
Yes.
horrible monster or a horrible monster.
mhm.
Mm.
I got a 23 on stealth.
I agree
I'm
with you.
Good.
I agree with your vote, Granny. We should charge in bravely.
Or perhaps a
You
group of
feel
horrible
And die like
monsters.
warriors.
Adrin, as your party continues their
Wolves.
I will move slightly away from them. just
I
not in
also
the
made a
direct
stealth
shoot.
check and got an 18.
Okay.
So I'm with Zadrin.
All right.
I will stand back so that I do
I'm
not
gonna-
ruin anybody's stealth check, but
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna-
cannot move forward
Yeah, I'm
because
gonna
I
stay
have a
behind the
minus
meat
1 to
shield.
this. I have a minus 1 to this and at disadvantage. So I just don't move at all as I watch my friends sneak forward and I go, once things get exciting, yell very loudly.
Yeah, I'll just stay behind the meat shield.
I'm gonna try to stealth, but I'm not very good at it. I'm just doing it because I'm doing it like pack tactics style.
Like
so I'm
the
gonna roll
wolves
it
that you live with.
Yes. I'm just gonna roll it at disadvantage just because I'm gonna be real like bad at it.
So Zadrin, do you speak Yeti?
No, what did you get on the stealth check, Granny?
15.
Oh, nice. I speak giant. That might help.
I speak Dwarvish.
I also speak Dwarvish.
That's so cool.
Who's going in the spoopy cave first?
Not
I mean,
that.
I do have a quick question for you, Morgan. I'm sorry. So part of my Circle of the Shepherd is you learn to speak and write Sylvan, which is like a beast language. So like, does that apply at all in the Arctic, or is that outside of this?
Give me an Arcana check.
3.
No idea.
Cool.
All right, but Granny
Yeah, I'm
is
going in
taking
first.
point.
I'll go second.
I guess I'll
And I
bring
am
up the rear.
walking slowly.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Not
also
average
out of
speed.
the way.
We're
Well,
Go
I-
ahead and move your
sneaky.
token for me.
Yeah. Where's Granny's? And then
Oh, I can't move mine.
Tiny token. Oh, goodbye, Tiny.
As you move up, you can't.
No,
Okay, it's probably still set to Steven. Give me just a second.
Steven.
Ruining everything, even when you're not here, Steven.
It is indeed.
Hi, Steven.
We didn't mean that. We're sorry.
I love you.
Okay, I got it now.
All right, guys, left her straight.
All right, you can see as you look past the cave entrance that there is a 20-foot high concave roof to this area. Most of the floor has fallen away, and there is a deep, dark cavern that you cannot currently see the bottom of from your vantage point. All that's left of the floor interrupting this cavern is a rocky ledge that creates a natural stone bridge here, and then a compacted bridge of ice here.
is there a direction that the blood trail goes?
Yeah, I want to go that, like, it seems like straight.
It's pretty easy to see that it does wrap around along this path.
I'm gonna start walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit slippery, so please be careful.
Okay.
I'm not great at stealth.
You do notice that that sort of projected whisper does seem to echo down into the canyon below. You continue pushing forward. You can see that there appears to be some sort of opening on the other side of the chasm here. It's fine. We'll just go ahead and do this. And if everyone will be moving your tokens as your character moves.
Oh. What are these bones?
So, as you enter this sort of auxiliary chamber, you see that the floor of this 10-foot high tunnel is strewn with bones of all sorts of creatures, though most prominently, there is a very large set of oversized humanoid bones to which still clings bits of flesh and sinew. Scraps of clothing and ruined armor are piled against one wall of this chamber.
I take my knife out and I start kind of cleaning off the bones and putting as many in my backpack as I can.
Okay,
Can I make a check to see if there are Goliath bones?
give me a nature check.
Ooh.
That will be a 13.
13. They are definitely humanoid, they are definitely very large, and they are definitely very fresh.
I think our Goliath friend didn't make it.
Oh, I wanted to
As
meet
you
Goliath.
sort of approach a pile of these bones and examine them and lift your head to address your party, you see there is a almost roughly hewn niche in the stone wall wherein sits a frozen but slowly decomposing dwarf.
Dwarf what?
A dwarf's head.
Dwarf's head.
Oh.
And you
Good.
recall the headless body of the dwarven corpse that was with the sled of ingots you were tasked to retrieve.
They like heads. That's
Or
fun.
they don't like them.
I am really sad we don't get to meet the Goliath because his name just meant that he was a really cool character, you know.
You will see as you sort of glance around this chamber, for those of you that might have interest,
Yes.
there are additional torn bits of hide armor, a salvageable great axe, and the skulls and bones of 3 mountain goats. There are several other crude niches in the walls at various elevations that hold the frozen heads of assorted humanoids.
Okay, so maybe they're not lycanthropes.
Yes, your idea was completely
Oh,
ludicrous.
I'll give you that. But we're still going to die.
Yes, also true.
Okay. Granny, you hear, interrupted occasionally by the faint plops of dripping somewhere deeper within the cave, a low as
I start walking out.
perceived by.
Did everyone hear that?
It heard you.
What?
Fuck. I think.
And I hold up a
Oh,
handful of bones to just kind of show like
look, it's too late, Granny. Turn back around! Turn back around, Granny! Turn back
I
around!
think it has a baby.
And I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh, shit.
Oh God. Oh fuck.
yes.
Oh, nice.
Let me get rid of
Dirty
this.
20.
Clear
When the
turn.
initiative fits.
We're just gonna do this right here. Add turn. Huh. Nifty tricks.
Yeah.
All right. This one gets that tracks. Natural 20 on initiative.
Oh, I got a nat 1. So that's
Thus, equilibrium is maintained.
He's so cute. Okay. All right. Granny, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
And I think everyone, Osborne, what'd you get? Oh, there we
Gotcha.
go. Perfect. Thank you very much. Come on, roll 20. Please don't freeze on me. Did it crash? Okay. Nope. We're good.
Roll 20 would never do that.
What?
All
Hey,
right.
Roll 20, we're looking for sponsors.
Well,
Wait,
I can't get the turn order settings to come back up.
Really?
Do it the old-fashioned way.
There we go. Let's try this. Oh, they're on the wrong layer. I don't know how, but they appear to be. Or not. It's fine. We won't worry about it. I'll just keep track. So, Zadrin, I'm going to let you go first just for ease of everything. You watch this hulking, dark, sort of matted gray fur that's been coated in viscera and blood over and over again. You can already smell it as it rounds the corner and bares its massive fangs. I'll just show you what you see, shall I?
No, I don't want to see it.
There you go.
I don't want to.
Show to everyone.
No, I don't like it.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Yeti.
your classic Bumble.
Oh, there's me down there.
God, if only we got a dentist.
We need an elf that's a dentist stat.
I can look like an elf.
I
I
am
don't
an
know
elf.
if that
There we go.
gets us all the way there.
All right, Zadrin, what you got as you see this creature emerge?
Knowing what I know about the Yetis and seeing how big they are practically, I'm not going in full with having it make a strength saving throw. I'm just going to Hunter's Mark it, bonus action.
Okay.
Release my arrow that I've had prepared
Okay.
and back away 30 feet.
Okay.
So
Go ahead
let's,
and roll to hit.
that will be a 21 to hit.
Okay, it is larger than Gran, so yeah, you've got a pretty clear shot. It doesn't have any cover.
Okay.
21 will hit.
And then that will be 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I'll just say, run! And
Okay.
I'll just scoot over here, actually.
Okay. That brings us to its turn. Gran, as this massive creature looms over you and you gaze up into its face, you see a sort of reflective purplish pink sheen cross its eyes. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Again, it's back.
Happening.
Oh, what is with that color purple? Oh, God, I got a 12.
A 12
Yeah.
does not make it. Where's my other one?
What if I never used my inspiration from last session?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Help.
You got wild shapes.
I do, yeah. Don't worry, I'll be a wolf in no time.
You take 15 points of cold damage.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I'm resistant to that.
And you are paralyzed.
That's not all right. Okay.
Okay. And with that, it is going to... That is an action, though. Okay. But it is going to move into the chamber a little more. And you see its attention is divided between you and something further within. But that is its turn, which brings us to you, Gran. You are paralyzed, but at the end of your turn, you can make a new Constitution saving throw.
Okay. As I can't take actions or reactions, I will do that. Oh. It is 13.
13 is what you needed.
Oh.
The fear that has caused all your muscles to lock in place and your breathing to nearly stop as the tightness in your chest draws taut. You sort of shake your head and shrug it off and realize that in fight or flight, you can't freeze. So that is the end of your turn, but you are able to shrug off the paralysis. Which brings us to this little guy's turn. And it's going to move 5.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Oh, he can only move 20 feet. So he's going to move there and take the dodge action. Osborne, other little guy, now it is your turn.
I'm gonna use a firebolt at the big one here.
Okay.
So,
Doing it from there, I'm going to say it's going to get the benefit of half cover from this wall.
okay, makes sense. Does a 6 hit it?
Unfortunately
The
not.
6.
It impacts the stone and sends a spray of rock and ice.
Okay, that's me for now.
Okay. Vulcan. Wilhelm on deck.
Shimmy up a little closer over here and
Okay.
produce flame. Yeah. 18.
18 hits.
Get away from my Gran. 3 fire damage.
Okay. What in the world? There we go. So as the flame sort of billows against its fur, you watch its fierce gaze turn from one of pure malice and rage at Gran to one of panic and terror as it and it is going to be impacted by that on its next turn. Cool. Anything else?
Fire averse.
No.
Gotcha.
Wilhelm.
All right. Wilhelm's like, Granny, are you going to stand there and just fight it on your own? Is that what you're going to do?
What are we supposed to do? Just walk away?
Well, you could fall back a little and we could double team it.
Well, now that I'm down for.
All right, cool. Then I would take the dodge action and wait until Granny joins her friends.
All right. Grayston.
Well, I've been staring at shove rules with visions of chasms dancing through my head, but I have 8 strength, so I don't know. I could try stabbing.
Okay. Unless you have a reach of 10 on one of your weapons, you can't currently get to it.
I could try shooting.
Sure.
No, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get around behind him. So I'm going to try and take a quick dash, which is theoretically enough movement to get me all the way around here, I think.
Okay. So as you go to sprint over that thin sheet of ice that forms the other bridge, I need you to give me a dexterity check, please.
Yeah. I had a special thing in mind for that. I was going to try and like sort of just belly slide like a penguin across it. Does that affect anything? Is that any? Okay.
It'll affect the flavor of how you succeed or fail.
Great. All right. 17. My dex is good.
Easily enough, you're able to sort of dig in the hilt of your rapier from where it's still in the scabbard at your side, almost like a rudder or a you're able to make it across the bridge penguin slide. I'll say you do lose 10 feet of movement going prone and then up again. I won't take half, but all right. That brings us back to the Yeti's turn.
Did we want Zadrin or the Yeti to go first?
Oh, sorry, Zadrin. Go ahead.
Okay.
21.5.
How much cover does the Yeti have?
From where you are?
Yeah.
I would give it 3/4 there. I would say it's only going to get half there.
Okay.
That's just from all the bodies in the way.
Mm-hmm. I will carefully move onto the bridge, ice bridge.
Okay. Are you willing to treat it as difficult terrain and go slowly?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Then you don't need to make a check.
Moving that fast. I don't need to move all of it. And then I'll shoot at it.
Okay.
What do you do? That will be a 25.
That'll hit.
Yeah. And that will only be 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And
it takes it with another roar.
Anything I can do as a bonus action, like recall Yeti lore or languages?
Casual bonus action.
Casual
This is your favorite terrain?
It is.
Give me a nature check.
Okay.
Recall Yeti lore.
Nope. That is only a 5.
Nothing's coming to mind except they're usually only in the cold. They use the cold to their advantage, and you're really supposed to stay away from them.
Despite your optimal wording.
Yes. Yeah. Mainly just like if there's language, if I could holler back at it at giant or something. Yeah.
It ain't no holla back Yeti.
Nope.
All right.
Boo.
Next
This
is
shit
the Yeti's
is
turn.
bananas. B-A-N.
It is going to make 2 claw attacks at Gran, both at disadvantage as it is still panicked, trying to smother the smoldering embers within its fur.
Yo, Grant's not doing good.
So that is, I assume, going to miss with an 11.
Yes, that does miss.
How about a 12?
Ugh, my AC is 12.
No, Gran. Why are you
Rolled
standing
a
there?
natural 20 though with that disadvantage.
You did. That's decent.
Tanking with a
Damage.
12.
Max damage.
There's maximum damage.
Was so 10 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
Are you still up?
Oh.
What? Well, you would also take 6 points of cold, half to 3, so 13 total. What's your hit point max?
Oh, 17. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so no.
I haven't gone like down. But I'm
unconscious.
Yes.
Okay. You all watch as with this sweeping claw, Gran falls to the icy floor.
I never got a chance to wild shape.
It is going to then grab you and move only half its speed as it is dragging another creature and pull Gran out of sight.
Oh my god.
Just think about how that looks to us. God, and then her body just gets dragged away. Ah!
Yeah.
I wonder
All
why
right.
everyone is screaming.
Gran, give me a death saving throw, please.
No problem.
Nope.
Got a 4.
Okay, that is one failure.
We have one person who knows what they're doing here.
It's not me.
Well, you're unconscious, so you don't notice what he's dragging around. Okay. All right. That's all out of sight. Osborne.
Okay, Osborne's gonna move right here. I need it to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, totally. Got that on lock. Oh my god!
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
I did.
Okay, well,
No,
For a
but-
19. I'm sorry. It's
um,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, nothing. It's a cantrip, so nothing happens.
Oh no.
I'm level 2. I don't have anything else I can do. That's it.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Vulcan.
I said let go. Get off. Get away from her. Oh, that's a 10 on produce flame.
10 just misses, unfortunately. But you do notice its gaze turn towards you, and as the flame appears in your palm, it does look panicked.
Yeah.
Wilhelm.
Yeah, bench.
Remember, you can move through your ally spaces. It just takes 10 feet
I
instead.
think Wilhelm is
Crap.
panicking.
So then in that case,
He's panicking.
Are you
why
panicking,
am
Wilhelm?
I panicking?
You just look so calm right now.
Well, I'm trying to think. So if 10, 15, but because of my allies, I think that I have to stop 5 feet away from the creature in order to
You
get.
started here?
Yes,
5, 10, 20, 25. You could get here
I can get there.
if you
Excellent.
have 30
Mhm.
feet. Yeah.
That is what I want to do, as I will attack the Yeti.
All right.
All right, 19 on the die for a total of a 24.
That certainly hits.
Let's see. I don't know what damage I do. D&D Beyond, tell me. Oh, good.
D&D Beyond.
The enemy on.
Nice. As it does 11 points of damage with his longsword.
Ooh.
It says,
11
unhand grandma.
Unhand my scaly grandma.
All right. At this point, it is bloodied. And as you round this corner, you see into this larger cavern, there is a small infant Yeti that is still easily almost your size, that is dragging by the back of the tunic a small, bruised, filthy, but otherwise apparently unharmed halfling woman who is sort of curled into a ball and staring at you in wide-eyed terror.
No.
Just a moment, madam.
How are there more complicating factors?
Rayston, it is your turn.
Ice sheets and narrow bridges over chasms and
I
one
see.
out of
This
a possible
is
2
a
Yetis.
Fabulous encounter. I love this.
Yeah.
Wish we had done it after
I've
the
had better.
nightmare.
Yeah, 12 AC tank, go Druid! Woo woo!
I've had better. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, well,
Maybe just wild shape all the time? I don't know.
Well, I wanted to wild shape. I never got a chance.
all right, I'm gonna move up to the cliff,
Freaking Yetis. Freaking cheaters, man.
Okay.
which is a solid 20,
Bet.
and sort of take in the
That's
scene.
Okay. It's about a 5-foot drop in front of you, so easily traversable. You do see, again, the infant Yeti that is about the size of a full-grown human man, dragging a halfling woman, and now beginning to curiously prod at Gran as the other adult Yeti is getting ready to pivot and defend its home. Apparently not noticing you yet.
All right, I am going to. I'm gonna shoot the adult Yeti with an arrow.
Okay. Roll, roll to hit.
I am pretty confident in a 23.
Yes, you should be.
And sneak attack from Wilhelm.
Yep.
This is what I do.
Or I get max damage this time.
Nice.
That is going to be a 14.
Go gamers.
Hey, it's looking rough.
Yeah, I think that's about all I can do. I could try to interact with the small Yeti somehow, but I won't. Can't talk to it or anything, so.
Well, I know you love complications. At the top of round 4, the bellowing yells that have been coming from this adult Yeti and echoing throughout the cavern did not go unheeded.
Baby Yeti.
By the platoon of
Here comes
paladins
Another
that
Yeti is coming.
have come to rescue us all from Yetis.
By Big Daddy Yeti, who was out hunting.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
There's number
That
2
wasn't
of
already
possible
the big
2 Yetis.
Yeti.
This is Mama Yeti.
This is Mama Yeti. What did I move back?
You kept saying
so
Mama
much
Yeti
work.
too, so I was like, oh, okay. So
Yeah, but I figured they didn't they weren't
Oh.
mating pairs or
Yetis
something.
can be
You know?
single moms.
Yeah, I thought she was a single mom.
Okay. It is pretty easy to hear, and Zadran, you watch as at a dead sprint of
It's
another
so
Yeti
close.
that comes charging in.
God.
It's so close.
I
so
will.
out of character, I'm just gonna say that if any of us lives through this encounter, it's a miracle.
Yep.
Shit a brick.
I will move a little bit sturdier terrain here. Well, I'll use 5 feet of movement, just regular speed movement. Shoot my arrow as an action at the adult Yeti and holler out and warning to Osborne and Vulcan and Wilhelm that we got the second Yeti incoming.
The second what?
Yep.
You just hear from behind the wall up ahead.
And dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
And that'll be 11 piercing damage to Daddy Yeti. Or
Okay,
Mom Daddy,
it
I don't
takes
know.
it with a snarl.
Bunch of level
Yep.
2 characters.
Yep.
It's glorious.
It'll be fine. It's fine.
No, all of us will die, but we will be in Valhalla.
It'll be glorious.
That brings us to her turn. And she sees you coming in, Wilhelm, and feels like you're too much of a threat. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. She
Constitution.
glares at
Oops.
you with that same purplish pink shine in her eyes.
Not bad, not bad. A 17?
That succeeds. So you feel this deep-seated, almost primal terror swell in your chest. And then you think back on all the horrors that you've already survived in the battles you have fought and know that this pales in comparison. And it has no effect on you.
I am not afraid of you.
And that is her turn. Gran,
Who will
need a death saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, an 11, so that passes, right?
Mhm.
Yes, that is one success.
Ah.
Okay.
It is
One
now
day at a
the
time.
Tyke's turn. It heard Rayston yell out and gives a sort of mewl of fear and retreats back into the corner, dragging the halfling with it.
Give that back!
We'll take
Not
the-
yours!
That's our plot point.
Osborne.
Okay, Osborne's gonna try something silly.
Do it.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
You said this is a chasm.
Yes.
I want to cast Minor Illusion to make it look like the baby Yeti is hanging off the side of the chasm on the far side. Now, it can't do smell or sound or anything like that.
Okay.
But I want it to look like it doesn't even have to be moving a lot, but where this baby Yeti is hanging out the chasm and about to fall off.
Okay.
If the creature looks at it real hard and tries to figure out if it's real or not, it's investigation at 12.
Okay. Gotcha. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. It is
Oh
Big
no.
Dad's turn.
The baby Yeti is falling.
It's not so much whether it will discern the illusion as whether it even notices as it is charging.
Yeah, it
towards
can't make
the
it
source
can't
of
make
the
sound.
rise.
So
I'm gonna have it do a perception. I'm just gonna do a straight D20 roll. If it's 10 or higher, it sees it. If it's below, it doesn't see it.
okay.
It's an 18, so it sees it and is going to spend its action investigating, well, perceiving from this distance. It has advantage using its sense of smell. And with a 17 plus, I think it's going to figure out that it is not, in fact, its spawn, but it takes its action to do so.
One more round,
Okay.
you're alive, my friend.
It will then begin stalking towards you.
Righty.
Vulcan.
Okay. I am going to cast Grease
Okay.
on the these two squares right here.
Okay.
And then if he walks through it, right? If this is, I had it pulled up. Yeah. Yeah. He's gotta make a dexterity saving throw or fall prone if he walks through
Okay.
that grease.
And if he
Anything
falls
else?
down, we can shove him off the cliff.
And I am going to take a step this way
Alrighty.
in a bold retreat.
Wilhelm.
I will attack the Yeti in front of me.
All right. She is very fucked up.
Ooh, I miss.
Okay. All right.
Heroically, he misses.
I guess that's that.
You're You're using a long sword. The ceiling's a little lower here. It just sort of catches for a second, Happens.
Classic Dark Souls moment.
That brings us to you, Rayston.
All right. Well, my bow has never let me down yet in the 2 times I've ever used it. So, what can I say? I'm a frontline kind of guy. I'm going to try and take that Yeti out before it can hurt my friends anymore or smash Gran or whatever terrifying thing it's about to do next.
Alrighty.
Nice. I am happy with these. 18 last time, 17 this time for a 22.
That'll hit.
All right. Hopefully max damage again. No, that is a 4 and a 1. So plus 3, 4, and 8.
8 is just what you needed.
Nice.
It sort of wipes again at where the fire had sank into its fur and began to burn the flesh. It sort of claws at its own skin, and you spy the opening and sink an arrow almost to the fletching on the end of the bolt deep into its chest cavity, and you watch its eyes just roll as it sinks to the ground.
Why, fiend! God, the wind is really out of my sails. The baby one is right there.
Okay. Anything else? Any movement or anything?
Speaking of the baby Yeti, I leap dramatically off of the 5-foot thing.
Okay.
And I begin to menace the baby Yeti.
All right.
Oh, you look
Someone clip that. He's gonna menace the baby.
You look really cool right there. That was really cool. Oh yeah.
Zadrum, what you got?
I want it to drop my halfling friend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Bonus action move, Hunter's Mark to the dirty one and shoot an arrow at it. Let's shoot, yeah. Let's use this one. And for a 12, which I don't think to hit, yeah.
Just hits.
Oh, thank God. And that will be minimum damage of 5.
It takes it.
And I want to scream and holler and sound very menacing.
All right. The sound echoes down through the chasm below you. All right. That brings us
and
to
giant.
turn.
Not just regular, just try and sound more intimidating.
Nice.
Not very smart. As
Good.
he hears the death throes of his mate, he will attempt to sprint through the grease.
Ew.
Osborne, you watch as almost Looney Tunes style, this creature crouches and goes to sprint, and one foot goes out from under it, and then the other does. And as it hits with a loud thud, the momentum carries it backwards, and it scrambles, trying to find purchase, but is unable to do so with its natural one.
Yeah!
It falls into the chasm.
Oh,
And
that's
there's a-
embarrassing.
Let's go.
Oh, poor thing.
Wait, who greased this thing?
I feel kind
That
of
would
bad
be
about
Vulcan.
He did.
Not Zadrin, Vulcan, other V, end of the
that.
alphabet.
I don't know. I feel pretty bad about that.
I feel really good, actually.
Nope. It's just
Yeah.
Look, if they didn't want someone to come and murder them both, they shouldn't have stolen everyone's head.
Well, maybe
They
we could
stole
keep
head.
the baby alive.
I'm not gonna murder it in cold blood if it
You could-
doesn't
you
try
could-
and kill the halfling.
You could
in me.
raise it as your own,
That's a crime.
Ooh.
and
With that,
put a
you are
suit
out
on
of
it.
Gran is still bleeding out on the icy floor of the cat.
Oh yes, Gran is dying over there.
Oh, yeah, I feel
He's
bad.
dying
I'm not
over
gonna
there.
take my eyes off that baby Yeti, but I'm gonna say, "Someone help Gran!"
I lay
And
my
I'm gonna,
hands
like,
upon you, Gran, and you have one hit
Menacingly
point.
wave my bow at the small Yeti.
One hit point.
It's already flattened against the wall.
All I have left.
Then I'm gonna grab the halfling and I'm gonna point at it and I'm gonna say, "No more heads! No more heads! No more heads!"
Can I make another
I'm going to emphasize my own head.
to see how much I know about Yetis, or
Sure.
okay,
Well, it would be more of a nature check.
nature check? Yeah, just give since we're out of initiative, just another try at it.
I mean, we can't just leave it here to die, right?
What do you
Nature,
mean
that
we
would
can't?
be a
Well, we either take it with us or we,
17?
17.
you know.
That they are usually solitary creatures, save for when they create mated pairs to raise their young.
I mean, it can't survive on its own.
What do you mean it can't? It's got 2 lovely mountains of meat here in its
Well,
cave.
one.
Oh,
The other one's down there.
that's harsh.
I will have pity for things that do not remove my friends' heads.
Rayson,
all
you
right,
watch
fair.
as the halfling woman, seeing that this creature is intimidated, breaks from its grasp and charges over to this pile of bones and equipment and draws a rusty short sword out of the pile and then charges the young Yeti.
All right, well, I
Well,
guess Brian's
hands
taking
off
care
for
of
this one.
herself.
That's on her.
Is that Perry Lou? Oh,
If there is no intervention, she will proceed to unleash her fury that
No.
has built up over her last several hours of ongoing torment.
Oh no.
Oh,
This
Oh
Oh,
no!
I don't
please
know. Hold on, hold
stop.
on, hold on,
terrible-
hold on. I don't know
don't.
about this. I don't know about this.
Oh,
Hold
I
on.
can't.
She's
I
hacking away. If you're
actively
gonna do
prevent
something, you better
Vulcan
do
from
it.
Oh, the
Hey,
humanity.
all right.
Stop!
Okay.
Stop it! Stop
Hold
it!
on, hold
No,
on.
please.
This
I
is
can't do
her
it.
prerogative.
Don't.
I try to step between the two here.
It's a monster!
The
Kill it!
No,
problem's gonna sort itself out.
No,
this-
it's a
this-
monster though. It is.
Now, hold on. Now I feel kind of bad here.
No, let me get out my guidebook. Monstrosity. Yeti.
He just drops
Monstrosity.
the sword and sort of
Large.
collapses into your arms, Vulcan, just
I-
sobbing.
I
into-
know. I'm sorry. This
You
must
want
have
me
been
to kill it? I'll do
hard.
it.
No. There's no danger here. There's no danger here.
Kill it!
I know. I'm sorry.
They
But,
they eat people all the time.
Defenseless.
relax.
It's defenseless.
It's like a
I have
hobby.
a thing. I divine sense the baby.
What do you divine
dear.
sense?
Is
Okay.
it evil? Is the baby evil?
Oh.
That's not how that works.
That's
Because
kind
it
of how it
That's
works.
sort of
That
how it
sounds
works.
right.
That is how it works. yeah.
Kind
That's
of.
how it works.
No, it isn't.
Don't worry,
And
Rice
it's
is
actually
gonna
you can
raise it
detect
as his
good
own.
and evil. Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by a howl spell, because especially fiend or undead. Oh, that's not it. All right, so it doesn't work.
No.
Poop.
It's not either of those.
Okay. It's
No.
just a beast.
It's
Let
a
it live.
beast that we can raise and train
Yeah.
and to not eat
No.
people.
No.
And
we don't have
yes.
we don't have to raise it.
Look,
Just
we
imagine
blew
in
that
combat.
chance when we
Oh, yeah.
murdered its parents in front of it.
Listen,
Granny-
I know.
Granny, I cure you for
sent
eight.
the other one spiraling down into the.
This Yeti hates our guts.
We just leave it here. We
Yeah,
don't
leave
have
it.
to raise it. We don't have to kill it.
What if it
Yeah.
We
survives?
let it be.
Well, hold on. Now, if y'all were saying that about me as a baby when my dad found me in the forest, I'd be dead. But
Right,
my
but
dad.
you, as a baby, weren't responsible for tormenting a halfling after
That's
your
true.
parents ate its friends.
No,
And you're not a Yeti.
Nature over
Some
nurture.
people call me
you
a
did
monster.
get healed for 8, Granny.
This isn't nature
Huh?
over nurture. They
8.
don't
I healed
like.
you for 8.
They're murderers.
None of us would have called you a
I'm tired
monster.
of gasping
Big,
for air.
chompy, meat-eating murderers.
No more.
Okay,
space.
look, we can take
Just
it over to the
nasty
chasm and
apex
just
predator carnivores.
push it after its father.
Leave it in the cave, and we'll leave it. And if it survives and grows up into a giant yeti and decides to seek vengeance upon us, that's its prerogative.
Alright.
But right now,
Okay.
I
it's
do have
done
that
enough
potion
bad
of
that we
hand-
don't have any
Yeah.
particular obligation to help it out.
Potions.
Now that I'm I've got like 8-9 hit points and I feel like a normal person. I do have that potion of animal friendship.
That might only
Perfect.
work on beasts. I'm not sure.
Eh?
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Zadrin, you would know with that
Hmm.
previous nature check that this is not considered a beast.
Yeah. Don't waste it, Granny. This is different, more magical in nature.
Oh,
It is not a natural beast that would help with.
I am going to help the
is
poor
it-
traumatized halfling out of the cave and leave my companions
Okay.
to this
Yeah.
relatively pointless moral argument.
Yes, I agree at his point. You go ahead. All right, so we can drop it down the
goes with you
chasm.
gladly, and when she sees Garrett and Boy alive, she just charges towards them and flings herself into Garrett's arms and embraces him, just lauding how proud she is that he made it, that he tried to save them, and how happy she is to see him alive. She does ask Garrett though, and sort of turns to you in expectation. I saw them kill Mokingo, but I haven't seen Asterix.
We haven't either.
She charged up the mountain. Maybe she got away.
It's possible, and we can look, but right now we'd better get away from this Yeti cave.
After
Okay,
searching
fair.
it for loot.
Hopefully my ridiculous companions will resolve their moral quandary
All right,
sooner
good.
than later.
I would like to
I
go
would save
around
the
with different
insults
heads
for the
and
bottom of the mountain.
Oh, we're not near you. You're in a different room.
What was that, Zadrin?
Yeah, I would like to go around to the different remains and heads and just send prayers, like rest, like kind of give funeral rites to them,
Okay, certainly.
and sort out my moral quandaries privately
Okay.
about the baby Yeti.
Well, while they're doing that, I will look around for loot.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Hey, 19.
Okay. You find in the various piles of shattered wood, torn clothes and armor and remains, a ruined dog sled that appears to be of old make, a mess kit, an explorer's pack and all its contents, and enough blood-spattered heavy clothing to make 2 cold weather outfits.
Anybody
I'm
want a
also
dog
gonna
sled?
say you find 3 silver because what's loot without money?
Mhm.
Of course, we want a dog sled.
A ruined dog.
She said it
sled.
was a ruined dog
Yes.
Well, I mean, Wilhelm can probably fix it.
Yeah, it's probably fixable.
We could take a look at that.
We didn't have the money to
looking
buy
over
one.
It would probably take as much gold to repair this one as to buy another one.
All right.
Is everyone dressed warmly already? Okay.
Mhm. Is the halfling woman still dressed warmly, or has her clothes been like torn and ragged?
Oh yeah, that's
They
a
are,
good
but
point.
not beyond functionality.
Okay.
And we have an explorer's pack.
Mm-hmm. That can
Nice.
so.
All right.
With my nature check, would I know if the baby Yeti be able to survive on its own, or would it suffer?
What did you have? A 17?
Yes.
Not sure. Looking at it, it definitely seems strong enough to move around on its own. You're not sure what its hunting skills may have developed to at this point with that, but there's no way to be sure. But it is injured because Paralu got some fucking wax in there with that sword.
Zadrin, let's just chuck it down the chasm.
No, hold on. Could I get one of those pelts for a second?
Sure, I'd take one of the uncured pelts out of my pack.
Give me that pelt.
Say
Yeti,
shield it.
little Yeti. Is he looking at me?
Well,
Yeah, look. Smell this. This is food. This is food, little Yeti. And then I pick up a bone. I pick up a person bone. Not food. Pelt food.
It could probably eat the bone better than
No, listen,
ridiculous.
little Yeti. I've given you a second lease on life.
Is that a character? Not in the cave.
Little Yeti, I've given you a second lease on life. They want to push you down the chasm.
Not what's happening.
Like I did to your dad. But
it's
I'm not going to
just
do that to
flattened
you.
against the wall, staring at you in wide-eyed
Yeah,
terror.
Literally
no,
could
look
not
at
be
me.
more afraid of us.
Look at me, little Yeti. This is
Basically
the moment.
enslaving it.
You're gonna remember this for the rest
If
of
we
your life.
try to be friends.
Eat wolf,
I will.
no eat bone.
I will
Crazy
just
how
pull out my short
tormenting.
sword and just see if try and do a coup de grace, just painless, not drop it
You're
down.
gonna
So
try and
yeah, just coup de grace. quick, painless.
It's not moving. It's terrified. Its attention is fixed on this strange volcanic individual in front of it.
Grotesque display.
No
Not
roll
grotesque.
needed. With a targeted, careful aim thrust of your sword, you're able to dispatch
Oh
it.
wow.
Whoa,
Cold-blooded
whoa, whoa.
It's
murder.
for the
What?
best. It's for the best, Vulcan.
Yes.
Probably
This
can't
thing is
survive on
not
its
going
own,
to live out here by
and we
itself
don't
like
want to
that.
shove it down a
That's terrible.
It probably could have been okay.
So,
Guys are awful.
that
It
or
may
a
have lived
handful.
for a while and then, starved to
But-
death anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by eating the. I had it. I was right here. I was right at the
Look,
precipice of a breakthrough. with
that
this
pelt
guy.
Trying to feed
wasn't
it
gonna
hair.
last it a day.
Trying to feed it a big thing of hair.
I wasn't gonna know. Not literally. I was not gonna literally give it the pelt to eat. I was teaching him to smell
The
wolves
scent
and eat
of-
wolves
yeah,
instead of people.
I don't know. I
It
mean,
knew to bat a halfling around,
No,
yeah, it was.
like-
drag it around a
It
cave.
did horrifically
over
traumatize
rocks.
that woman out there. So
and we all feel very bad, of course.
I'm strangely
I mean,
comfortable
you know.
with it, actually.
I feel.
So as
I
you
do
all
feel
begin
bad,
to-
Vulcan. I do.
Yeah, I
do
feel
feel
emerge from
bad.
the cave.
Yes,
I'm upset now.
definitely.
Perilou and Garrett both are looking at your party expectantly. And Perilou, let's see. Who
Well,
was it that
did you
killed
guys
the-
kill it or not?
Yes, Zadrin did.
Quickly, as painlessly as possible.
Oh, okay.
You
So she
definitely-
wasn't allowed to do it, but
Yeah.
I
it's
didn't
fine.
let it happen.
it's fine.
It
I
was
didn't
instead
stop
of
her from
pushing it down the
doing it.
crevice.
We didn't have to. Those weren't. It wasn't a binary option
wasn't-
between
Yeah.
stabbing it and throwing it off a
wasn't-
cliff.
Well,
I didn't stop her from doing it.
Yeah.
Are
But you said you're
Well-
right up the
find
mountain.
asterisks?
Well, call me Pontius Pilate because
That's our next step.
We're looking for asterisks.
What did Asterix look like?
The tiefling one.
Tiefling.
Yeah,
The
She
your
ran up the mountain.
the one who paid for this expedition.
I mean, we all did, but
You all did.
and Garrett kind of looks from Perilou to you and nods. They all paid me to lead the expedition up the mountain. Each of them paid a share.
I figure you're as in charge as anyone could be at this point.
Me.
Is
No, Perilou.
Yeah, I mean Garrett didn't do
I mean, you
Good.
also.
great job.
Oh, he was fine. They ran into Yetis.
So did
Perilou just
we,
sort
and
of
we're all
reassuringly
fine.
pats Garrett's arm and was like,
At least 2 out of 4
"Tried to lead it
is
away."
excellent work.
I mean, Granny was unconscious for a moment, but I mean, we're all okay.
Well, yeah, but there was 6 of us and we're trained combatants, so.
Well, okay, but 6 left over. They had 4, and there are 2
Is
left
it-
over.
Is it this way?
Are we keeping score?
think
Do
we're
we need
running
to be
out of
keeping
time.
Just
score?
saying.
I'm looking
Fine,
at
ask-
we need to track down
Yeah,
one less person who's slowly freezing to death in this.
Let's find Asterix.
I mean, by your math, there should be 3 left of us, and there are 6.
Clearly what they're looking
What's
for.
what's the color of her skin? She should be super easy to spot, right?
Tiefling, right?
Red.
Oh yeah, she's totally
Well,
gonna
there are
stand out.
blue and purple and green tieflings.
If it's blue, she's
No.
probably never going to be spotted, and we should just give up now.
Because
We
it's
can
late, I'm gonna hand wave getting y'all to the next location.
Okay.
As you push your way up the final stretch of the mountain face, you come to the edge of a vast and deep crevasse, with nowhere to go but down. The collapsed tent lies half buried in the snow near the precipice, and jutting out of a nearby snowbank is a pair of brightly dyed blue leather boots. Next to this grim display, a figure in cold weather clothing sits in the snow, her knees pulled tight to her chest. Horns protrude from underneath the scarlet-skinned figure's fur-lined hood.
All right. Shield time.
Currently about 30 feet away, and she is just sitting hunkered there next to where the blue boots are sticking out of the snow. I will
Let's
show
go
you.
see if we can help.
Wilhelm, this is it.
The
They're
double
about-
cross.
They're about
Yes.
to turn.
Oh, I get that reference.
That's
That's a Mount Everest reference.
yeah.
Oh, she eat them?
No, it's
They
there's a
first
green
definitely
booted dead
Okay,
Mount
but
Everest climber.
who's that?
Oh.
We got to see if that tiefling is all right.
Mhm.
Or alive, I guess, because all right is kind of out of the question at this point.
Okay, so who approaches?
I'm going to do the shield thing that I did with Garrett. Try and see if her breath mists
Okay.
the shiny metal.
As you crouch down and hold the shield close to her face, you watch the metal surface and there is no change. And you glance to her rather beautiful features that are frozen solid in this look of pure desperation and tragic resignation. And as you do, her eyes dart and meet yours. And you blink and shake your head a moment, and she's back to staring at the blue boots emerging from the sun.
Okay. Well, for a second there.
Right, Sonny, you all right?
I stand up and I sadly shake my head at everyone.
Whose body is this? These blue boots.
Do you know?
Garrett steps forward and looks. He's not anyone I've ever let up here. He might have been here for a while.
Oh, dear.
And he sort of tugs his coat tighter around him. It is very cold.
All right.
Yes, next week
So,
start shut down.
so she is dead.
Yeah, she's I think that was an illusion of some sort.
Mhm.
Maybe the
Do you want to
mountain
go
is getting to you.
investigate, Nash? Or Nash?
I do. Yeah, I know.
Well,
it's my
because the
Zoom
shield
name.
didn't. I'm basing that. I could be wrong, I guess.
Yeah, I don't trust that. So I'm gonna. I do want to go up and investigate.
So as you move closer and actually begin to get a little hands-on, peeling away the frozen layers of clothing with cracks as the ice is splintered from itself, she appears to be dead. But you do notice that she has a few items of interest still on her person. She has a beautiful leather-bound spell book at her hip and a finely crafted glass vial of a shimmering silver liquid.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna take some of her. I mean, now that she is dead, I'm gonna take the extra layers and keep them for us in case we need them.
Okay. It's kind of a grotesque display to remove them from her as her body is frozen into this tight ball. And to remove the clothes, you have to sort of crack, pull the limbs. But
I'm sure it takes a while. Yeah, we might need it though.
Garrett and Perilou make their way back down the path, not being able to stomach this way.
Then what about the other body?
Garrett,
yeah, let's examine him.
Oh yeah,
give me an
I
investigation.
assumed he
check.
was like long dead.
I'll help.
Okay.
I'm rolling this one.
I just do my funeral rites pat thing.
Yeah, I just
and
got 18.
keep watch.
18.
Okay.
What was it?
I got an 18.
Okay. On closer investigation, this appears to be a shield dwarf. It is missing its head. It is presumed it's still back in the cave somewhere. He appears to have been here about a month. If you search his body, you find an empty wineskin, a half-eaten block of goat's cheese, and a miner's pick.
Why do they keep
Awesome.
beheading dwarves? So weird.
I have decided that I do not like Yetis.
No, I
That is
think,
now. I'm
No.
writing it down
Yeah, I think Zadrin did the right thing with the
in my
the murder.
features and
Yeah.
traits.
Yeah.
All right.
At least
well,
we have some extra food.
let's gather up what we can and then head back down to camp and
Quote.
try and get everybody home the next day.
Not a fan of Yetis.
So
Right in
you
there.
could probably make it back down to the base camp at the foot of the mountain before nightfall. Or you have the cave that you've cleared if you want to use it for shelter. Either way, you are having rid the mountain of all its hazards. able to find yourselves a night's rest without risk of exposure. And you all level up.
Hey, all right.
It was all worth it.
Plus,
Was it?
because each of you has early voted, you can all add an additional feat.
Hey,
No,
all right.
I'm about to go crazy.
I like the sound of that.
Okay. All the
Yay,
digits now.
democracy!
Thank God we
We
live
do
in
what we
the
can,
freest
man.
country ever.
Polls are looking good.
Oh
Good
no!
one.
I have to choose a sacred oath.
Oh, you should be.
We'll
Ooh.
talk about that.
Okay.
Should you wish.
Ooh, I would hope.
Yes.
It's time to take a gunner. I'm gonna shoot a gun.
Pew pew. Pew pew.
Well done, everyone. See, I told you would be fine.
We were totally fine.
I did.
I
We
never
did.
got hit.
Mhm.
Yetis were less tough than I was hoping they weren't.
Well, they weren't abominable.
Oh.
Yeah. There's levels of Yetis.
There's an abominable Yeti. Good.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound fun?
My
No,
not a fan
it
of
does not.
Yetis trait is going to come back into play, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
But well done, y'all.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you,
Just
Morgan.
Just another
This
day in the life.
continues to
And
be a
thank
ton
Yeah,
of
I'll
fun.
be,
you
looking at
that
all the
joined
feats.
us and hung out with us. Sorry we ran so late, but been trying to get them to that level up for a minute now, and that's just how D&D goes sometimes. You just want to see something through to the end. But we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Definitely tune back in. We'll be here again next Wednesday to see what Icewind Dale has in store for our adventurers next. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful night and enjoy your Halloween weekend. Stay safe out there and have a good time. We love you very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you. I love you.